This ain't the end. I'll keep you safe, you can ditch your friends. What you tryna do? Out all the pins, all on your temperament. And that ass tempting me. Sorry, I'm speaking out loudly. 2 minutes left, good midnight. Yeah,
what's going on, y'all? Max is on punishment for the first 5 to 10 minutes of the motherfucking broadcast. And he is, since he want to talk, I got control of this bitch. Max, you on 5 to 10 minute goddamn punishment for this shit. God damn it, talking all that shit. The man with the motherfucking mouse makes the motherfucking rules. God damn it. What's going on, Dragon? Bring this nigga up when I feel like it. God damn it, talking all that shit. Since you want to talk all this shit, hey Max, you can't say shit, can you? You know why? Cause you're in the backstage, bitch. Since you want to talk all that shit. Bring your ass up here, Nick. Bring your ass up here.
I'm fucking hard.
Didn't I say bring your ass up here? Bring your ass up here, nigga. Bring your ass up here.
You ain't shit.
I know I ain't shit. I know I ain't shit. Hey,
darkness, everyone. Hey, darkness, everyone. Darkness.
Nigga.
Fuck you and the horse you came in on. Who this nigga? We think you is Django, nigga? Sean on chain.
Hey, Max, get in the corner.
He said, get in the corner and put his
I was just like, yo, how the fuck I managed to put myself in the backstage? I was like, man, this is some bullshit. Then he started talking shit. Hey, I'm glad you ate that Snickers, man. You get cranky when you don't eat, nigga.
I didn't shit. I had shit to eat today, man. I had shit to eat. I mean, I had something to eat, but it was like way before I went to sleep.
Now, they said if you put, all right, they say you put peanut butter, mix it with a date and some chocolate. They said it's like, it tastes like a Snickers. A
date and chocolate.
Yep.
I can't tell you the last time I ate a date.
I can't, man, the date's sweet as fuck. I can't eat no date like by itself. Like, I can't eat a whole day. That shit's sweet as fuck.
What's crazy is a date, that's one of the fruits that a lot of people used to eat back in like biblical times. They used to eat dates like a motherfucker. I might go to try to eat them once I go on my little fast. I got a fast coming up. I'm finna be on.
Good.
I'm gonna do like
type of fast.
I'm just doing a cleanse, man, for like a month.
I know a great smoothie. It's a detoxifying smoothie and it's vegan.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. If you send it over to me whenever.
Yeah, man. Oh shit! I can send you. Hey, shit. Actually, I got a picture of it right now.
I'm doing mostly.
Hey, Sean, I have a picture of it right there.
What? Man, get back in the corner, nigga. This motherfucker going back in the corner with that bullshit. If he want to do better, he go back in the fucking corner, nigga.
Back in the corner. Bye.
Hey, folks, we gonna go ahead on and start crypto news while motherfucking Max is in the fucking corner. How about we do that? We gonna start shit. Since this nigga gonna be cornerish, we're gonna go ahead and do crypto news. All right, folks. So he's cornerish right now. This nigga is corny and he's cornerish. All right, so once again, folks, here we go to crypto news.
Don't you put don't
Hey,
put baby in the corner.
Crypto news. Get this man in space, Matt. Crypto news.
So, U.S. regulators should prioritize crypto clarity, like Micah Bitstamp, U.S. CEO says. In an exclusive interview with Crypto News, Bitstamp U.S. Chief Executive shares his view on Micah could pave the way for similar regulatory framework in the U.S. The European Union's landmark regulation for the increasingly high-profile crypto sector. Let me repeat that one more time for you guys. Regulation for the increasingly high-profile crypto sector came into full force in late December of 2024. The Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, simply known as MiCA, is a set of rules designed to regulate the crypto market across EU member states. For example, it requires crypto businesses to get licenses to operate through the EU, sets up rules to protect consumers, and lays out how stablecoins should be issued. MiCA also brings in requirements for capital, anti-money laundering, and transparency. In short, crypto firms now have to meet standards similar to those of traditional financial institutions. The idea is to bring more legal clarity and consumer protection while promoting innovation in the crypto space. However, some worry that the regulations bring more trouble than good. For context, Tether Chief Executive Paulo Ardonio earlier alarmed that MiCA's regulatory move puts banking systems and the use of stablecoins in the European bloc at a systematic risk, as the law now requires stablecoin issuers in Europe to keep at least 60% of their reserves in Europe-based bank accounts. Crypto.news sat down with Bitstamp US CEO Bobby Zagoda to discuss the implications of the regulations for the crypto industry, how it will affect exchanges like Bitstamp, and whether the regulation could push more retail investors towards decentralized finance platforms. CN. So, crypto news. Some stablecoin giants worry that MiCA brings more trouble than good. Tether, which is down 0.05% at the time of this writing, and PayPal's PYUSD 0.0 down 0.03% at the time of writing, will no longer be available for Bitstamp's European clients. Pause, which is true. There's certain applications abroad that you can't use PayPal for anymore. You can only use it here in the States. Do you think these limitations might push retail investors towards DeFi, where regulatory scrutiny isn't as tight? So Bobby have replied, no, we welcome MiCA and the clarity will bring to the market. Bitstamp offers stablecoins in Europe that retail investors can transact with, which allows customers to move funds quickly at a low cost. We all have USD coin, that's what I have, Euro coin, EURC, and Euro coin convertible, EURCV, to name a few MiCA compliant stablecoins. Pause. Big bro, little bro, rolling forward. The stable coins of what they're issuing out across different areas, even in Central America and other stuff, that's what we need to be stacking up on, because that would be the equivalent as to when we were wanting to stack up to get the exchange rate of certain, other funds. That's the next step in asset. Mark my words. I'm gonna tell you, I told you so. Let me continue. Bitstamp provides retail investors with assets from the longest running, most trusted, and regulated exchange in the world. MiCA provides clarity for the exchanges and investors themselves, making the market run more efficiently, and we will continue to work proactively with European regulators. Pause real quick. So run that back. USDC, EURC, or Europe coin. You're going to start seeing the other areas and land masses. They're going to start coming out with their own stable coins, which is ultimately going to be back behind the US peg dominance dollar of what they're wanting to have, besides what their unanimous resources are. So when the old paper money that you used to have eventually is going to become obsolete. It'll probably be worth something, kind of like, if you have some old Mexican pesos or something else like that you can exchange out, that because of the actual quality of the coin and the minting feature, like some of them have like real copper in it and not like tin sprayed over with some other stuff and everything else. Like that's what makes it valuable. So in reference to that, in certain areas, that paper commodity is going to be valuable, especially like I'm gonna have to say it, in your black market areas. That's basically where your paper money is going to be worth something later on down the line. But just a word to the wise, when you start hearing them come out with their versions of stable coins and other stuff like that, it's good to look at what platforms that you can get them on, which is usually on a DEX or a decentralized exchange, because that's where it's going to be exchanged out the most. Besides being on a centralized exchange, that's where you can go in and you can buy certain coins. Just like you cannot buy RLUSD on Coinbase or on crypto.com yet, but you can go on Uphold and buy RLUSD and utilize that stable coin, which is by Ripple. Same instance as the Euro coin, you can go on to Coinbase's DEX and be able to purchase those stable coins and have them in your DEX wallet. But having them over in your actual Coinbase wallet, not as of yet, not that I'm aware of. I need to go and double check that. But the last of what I've seen, you can only get that stuff on the DEX because this is decentralized finance and it hasn't went through the centralized aspect of it yet. But I'll break that down in a different segment. Let me go ahead and continue. So, Crypto News continues to ask this: do you expect the U.S. to follow Europe with a MiCA-like framework? Do you see American market taking a different approach? This is what they had to say. My hope is that the current U.S. administration prioritizes this topic in order to provide the American crypto market with the same much-needed regulatory clarity as is taking hold in the EU. MiCA can serve as an example of how and why cryptocurrency businesses need regulatory frameworks in order to operate efficiently and effectively. There are signs and recent executive orders that signal that the current administration will indeed provide that clarity. I'm optimistic for the future. This is what Crypto News had to ask. Some argue that MiCA gives an advantage to banks, which that's what I think personally, because it gives them more power, because they don't ever want to lose power. Think about it. Let me pause real quick. I need to say this and then I'll wrap it up. The banks don't want to lose power. They have the custodial accounts, which means they have the say so, this and that. You start taking the power away from the banks and put it more within the people, then the people have more of a say so, right? So if they have regulations which are backing the banks more to where they have more custodian, more power, and they're trying to still sway you to stay within their midst. I mean, they're trying to keep the power back in their hands, so to speak. But luckily, there's decentralized aspects, so you can go into that sector. You ain't got to worry about the main banks if you don't want to go into the centralized space, in which I'm a preach this and I'm gonna say this: no matter what, you always need to get yourself a cold wallet. Whether it's a hardware wallet or a cold wallet to where you can store stuff offline. Hell, if you understand coding, if you understand Python, which you can learn for free, you can legitimately create yourself a isolated wallet. So you can put your stuff, your personal stuff that you create, that wallet that you create, onto your laptop or something else, or onto a device that is not necessarily connected to the internet. And the only way that you can have access to it is by you going through it for your own network system. That's another benefit of learning Python, people. Just to put that out there, always you leave on the exchanges what you are staking, trading, or what you're trying to get your money swapped out into. Outside of that, if anything happens to any exchange or anything else, mind you, you are not the custodial holder of said wallet. They are the custodial holder of that wallet. So if the SEC decides to want to go in and say, you know what, we need to, do an audit on you, we're gonna have to freeze all your assets. That means you can't get into anything. Isn't that the same thing of what happened not too long ago? Well, for people that don't know, that's kind of something that's already happened, and that's the reason why people are like, you need to take your stuff off of the exchanges, because when the SEC, Gary Gensler, did go against Coinbase and cause a whole bunch of upheaval and havoc, people kind of can't move your money. But if you have it in a cold wallet or a cold storage, just in case something like that happens, then you have control over your money. So to bring it back about them giving the banks advantage of that, if the banks, because they're the custodial holders, and just like with your bank now, they can freeze any asset of what you have. That's it. Anything of what you have in there, they can go ahead and freeze it. We don't want you to touch this right now. Oh, it's under investigation. Oh, here's the whole nine. It's because you don't own it. Yeah, those are your funds, but they're the custodial holders of it. Once it's outside of their custody, they can't say anything. But as long as it's in their custody, they can say what they want. Technically. Now let me get back. Michael gives advantages to banks and traditional financial institutions over crypto native firms. Do you think these regulation levels, regulatory levels, even the playing field, are making it harder for exchanges like Bitstamp? BZ said, while rising tides raise all boats, Bitstamp has taken a proactive stance in compliance for years and has invested heavily, with almost 30% of our team performing compliance regulation, legal, risk management, security, and internal audit functions, ensuring that all of our operations and decisions align with regulatory standards. Many companies similar to Bitstamp in crypto space could have and can still invest in a compliance-forward approach. We view the introduction of the markets in crypto assets regulations as a positive step for the cryptocurrency market. These regulations provide much needed clarity and establish a level playing field for all participants in the crypto space. By ensuring that all entities adhere to the same rules, MiCA fosters a more transparent and secure environment. This increased transparency and security are expected to promote trust and confidence among both institutions and individual users, which is crucial for the adaptation and long-term growth of the cryptocurrency market. And the next thing that I want to touch on to real quick is where Goldman Sachs boosts Ethereum ETF holdings by 2,000% as Bitcoin ETF goes to 1.5 billion. Check this out. Goldman Sachs increases spot Ether ETF position by over 2,000% to 476 million in Q4 of 2024, while its Bitcoin ETF stashed more than double to 1.5 billion. You see how the institutions are starting to get their money rolling into the ETFs and say, hey, you can go ahead and invest in our ETFs, right? And get your piece of the pie. I might want to start investing a little bit early once you have the opportunity to, especially, I'm going to say this now, and I mark my words on here. Once that Solana ETF drops, that XLM ETF drops, that Litecoin ETF drops, that Doge ETF drops, that XRP ETF drops, and a couple other of them, you better at least have a minimum of $20 in each one of them. And I know that's low ball for some that got extra long money, but for the people that are just getting in, that's going to be a nice price entry point for them to get in. So that way they can at least have a level playing field versus not. I ain't telling you to go in and spend 50. Well, you can spend 50 versus 20, but if 20 is all you got and that's what you want, that's what you have, put that 20 in there and that shit will grow because of where all the institutional money is going and to where those other investors that have some money, they're going to start putting their money there because people are doing it now. Think about what the president already has. That should be a ding ding light going for you now. Then they're already talking about the Solana ETF. Mind you, the president's coin is on the Solana chain. Even though I know there's people that can't stand Solana chain, there's other people that love Solana chain because Solana seems to be the king of meme coins right now. So putting two and two and looking at a network situation, why not have an ETF to go into that? So that way those institutions can capitalize on what they're paying attention to in the retail space for where the mass amount of money is going. Besides in these other areas, pay attention to the money flow. So, investment bank Goldman Sachs increased its spot Ether exchange trade fund ETF holdings by 2,000% in the fourth quarter of 2024, along with boosting its Bitcoin ETF stash over 1.5 billion. Goldman's upped its Ether ETF exposure from 22 million. Listen, 22 million to 476 million. Let me let you sink that in real quick. From 22 double dose to 476. You see how much money is coming through. Splits almost evenly between BlackRock's iShares Ethereum Trust, ETHA, and the Fidelity Ethereum Fund, FETH, along with 6.3 million into Grayscale's Ethereum Trust. You see this, and this is why I wanted to bring this up specifically in regards to the amount of money that's coming into these ETFs. And for these are already here. Think about what's going to happen with what's to come. Have something on the side, ready and available, so that way you can invest. Wait, I'm gonna hit you like this, because there's still the area to where you're still. I know they're doing their best to get rid of dealing with taxes and other stuff, but if for those that actually do file and they get something back or anything else like that, before that's completely taken away, you might want to take that money and invest in some crypto and some ETFs that's coming out. That way you can at least be in full swing of things versus looking behind. Because with all this money that's coming in, why wouldn't you want to get a part of that? Why wouldn't you want to be ahead? Well, I can't even say be ahead now. Well, you can still technically be ahead and be in full swing, but when we was talking about this, last year and the year beforehand, that was your opportunity to be ahead. You in the end zone right now. But this will still put you ahead of thousands, if not millions, that are not actively in this space, that's still trying to worry about what the diddler's doing. But
did you say the diddler?
Yes, sir, I did. I mean, as I'm gonna say this, as much as Diddy has been up people's behinds, they show up his behind just as badly, and they finances as looking just as shitty. So let me finish up. According to the company's February 11th Form 13F filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, Goldman also upped its Bitcoin ETFs holding by 114% to 1.52 billion. It purchased nearly 1.28 billion worth of shares in the iShares Bitcoin Trust IBIT, a 177% increase from quarter three, along with 288 million worth of shares in the Fidelity Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund FBTC. Do you see where this money is circulating? So, mind you, if you would have been able to get in back when they was first offering it, when it was $15, $20, like when you can get it on Webull and a couple of other places, I wonder how much money you would have now. So, the document, which investment managers holding over 100 million worth of securities must file each quarter, shows Goldman also owns 3.6 million worth of Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust GBTC. Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, seems like a bunch of them are investing into those. So that's that. See, and when I see them investing into one another, look at this shit. They're literally investing in one another. Do you see how that money is being exchanged around? So that's why when I'm like, when you see this shit drop, when you see this one drop, 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 if you honestly and truthfully set aside your bullshit spending habits for a little bit, let's say you have at least $100 to $500, and you see this shit drop, diversify that shit and split that and invest in all of this stuff. So by the time when they start getting into the share amounts and other stuff like this, and you've at least put $100 into each of those ETFs, that $100 is easily going to net you at least $10,000 not too long from there. Because remember, there was a point in time to where people were made millions, and I mean millions, off of Doge, and actually off of every single last crypto that has been out there, excluding some stable coins. People have made millions off of that shit thus far, off of every single one that has came the fuck out, and people are not paying attention to this shit. That's why I'm like, especially for our people, this too easy for us. Like, too easy for us. But yeah, y'all worried about if I'm not gonna say that. Let me stick to my news. Let me just stick to what I'm going with. The increased exposure factored in rising market prices for BTC and Ethereum, which increased 41% and 26.3% from the beginning to the end of the fourth quarter, CoinGecko data shows. Goldman also appeared to close its positions in Bitcoin ETFs from Bitwise and WisdomTree, along with joint offerings from Invesco and Galaxy, as well as ARK and 21 shares. Look at this. The larger positions build further on Goldman Sachs' first entry into the spot crypto ETFs markets in the second quarter of 2024, where it disclosed purchasing 418 million worth of Bitcoin ETFs. Goldman's recent purchase of Bitcoin and Ether ETFs highlights the growing trend of institutional crypto adaptation on Wall Street, fueled by an increasingly favorable regulatory environment. Let me highlight that for you. Let me put that in a box for y'all one more time. That's the reason why I was telling y'all months, if not years ago, to get into this stuff now before they get their asses into this. Let me run that back. Goldman's recent purchase of Bitcoin and Ether ETF highlights the growing trend of institutional crypto adaptation on Wall Street, fueled by an increasingly favorable regulatory environment. The investment bank is also considering launching its own crypto platform for partners to trade financial instruments on blockchain rails, Bloomberg reported in November. What did I tell y'all was going to happen? I told y'all this was coming. Goldman has, however, been criticizing Bitcoin and the broader industry since 2020, saying that crypto isn't an asset class and that it is not a suitable investment for its clients. A similar opinion was voiced by Goldman's private wealth management chief investment officer, Sharman Mozavar Rahmali, last April around the time Goldman purchased his first stash of Bitcoin ETFs. We do not think it's an investment asset class. Masari, I'm going to just say that, said at the time, comparing the recent crypto enthusiasm to the tulip mania of the 1600s, we're not believers in crypto. So wait a minute. Let me pause this shit. And let me tell y'all what the psychological divergence of what they just implemented up on y'all asses. They're sitting up here telling y'all to y'all face they don't believe in crypto, but yet they've been buying multiple amounts in Bitcoin ETFs, and they're thinking about coming out with their own quote unquote crypto, which would be backed by the other stuff of what they backed into. But they're telling you don't look into the other stuff because you want to look into what they're getting ready to build, which is going to benefit their clients, basically. Mind you, they said Goldman has, however, been criticizing Bitcoin and the broader industry since 2020, saying that crypto isn't an asset class and that it is not a suitable investment for its Goldman Sachs clients. But they're the ones looking about making its own crypto platform for partners to trade financial instruments on blockchain rails. So what he's saying is he's wanting to trade their financial instruments of what they have on blockchain, basically putting your real world assets, your other assets onto the blockchain, like how they have now, and trading them on that platform. Basically, still going to equate to crypto because you have to have that backing for it. This is what I've been saying. Pay attention to the money flows. Pay attention to what the investors, not the institutions, are doing. This is what I'm like, hey, look at this area here, or here's this news. Look at where they're all jointly going. I mean, I just read to you literally here to where they're basically investing in one another. They're literally investing in each other, trading money around each other to keep the money there. Now, what we can do as retail investors is peep that once stuff drops, get our piece of the pie in that, cultivate that money and move that to something else. So that way we have more money working for us. And then, as I state here on this channel all the time, look into liquidity pools, look into staking methods and features so that way you have your assets making money for you. It's not like your traditional stocks to where it just sits there and not doing anything. You cannot take, let me point this out to you really quickly. You cannot take your stocks and put your stocks on another platform and have it to where it's making liquid money for you. While somebody else is trading that, you're making money off of. That's not happening with your traditional stocks. Your traditional stocks is just sitting there. And you're hoping to where when stuff does get traded on the stock exchange and everything else, that you're actually making money, or that the company actually does good money, to where I can take my $50 or $60 worth of a certain amount of crypto, go put it into a liquidity pool and say, hey, this is what I'm adding as a liquid asset. The only thing that I want is when you're trading against these pairings and give me a little bit of it, I come back later on down the line, I done made $500 to $600 off of that, plus what I've already put in there, I can go ahead and take back out. And that's flat. straight up. And I can do that with multiple various different cryptocurrencies. So ultimately, all the money that I've invested in, let's say I've invested in $5,000 worth of crypto against various different $5,000 worth of crypto. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. Amongst various different crypto tokens and other stuff, look at what the APY is and the APR for staking and for putting into the liquidity pool. That means to where no matter what the marketplace is doing, I'm going to get a dividend payout. So unlike, like I said, with your traditional stock market, you can't put that into a liquidity pool. You can't stake your stock. If that drops down and it sits there for a month to 2 months and doesn't do anything, that's it. Unlike at least with staking, and I'm specifically talking about staking, at least with staking, you're solidifying the blockchain, so they're going to pay you out for that. You're at least getting paid while the market is being down, which means you have more units. More units you have means ultimately the more units, the higher the price. The less amount of units, the lower the price, of course. So let's say if you have 500,000 units of something that dropped down a certain amount, now that you've had over 100,000 of those units, once the price goes back up, and that's with staking, because you're constantly getting a payout, constantly getting a payout. So once that marketplace goes back up, and you're still constantly getting that payout. So keep that in mind. I want people to, yes, of course, have your traditional space, but that traditional is going to be put on blockchain eventually. So for you to invest in blockchain technology now, the various projects, and at least position yourself in a comfortable position for what is to come, and not to be too caught up in the distractions and stuff, you'll be good to go. And that's all I want for my peoples. That way I am doing my portion of what I know and what God would want me to do. I'm gonna say it like that, which is the information to assist my people so that way they can be into freedom and get out of slavery. Because you don't need to be enslaved when you can do this to free yourself, and that way you have your assets working for you. Which one would you rather do? Have your assets working for you and at least create an AI bot to facilitate a business to do everything for you, in which you can literally do all that stuff for you now? That way you can have free time to spend with your family and build stuff up, and then like build a bigger empire network with other individuals, so that way you continue going, or constantly be working for somebody else. Well, now you have the opportunity to take the time of what you got going on for whatever you're doing now, and set yourself up, or at least set your family up for the future. If not for yourself, set your family up for the future, man. I'm sorry, not family, because family means house of slaves, and I'm not gonna call none of y'all a slave by the etymology term of it. Set up your village, your tribe, your units. Set them up for success and not failure. Let me say that. But that's basically what I have for crypto news for right now. I just wanted to touch bases on those things so I can get people in the mindset of, look what's coming. The ETFs are here. Crypto is indefinitely here. So for you to not want to look for it, for you not to want to and get yourself invested in this investment vehicle, especially when the institutions are into it. I mean, think about it. Robinhood, remember, which only and solely did stocks and other stuff. They do crypto. They were losing out on money because their traditional stock market is only open for X amount of hours and it closes out. Especially here in the States, because once it closes out, then that's when you got over there in London. That's when you got in Japan and a couple other places, right? Crypto's 24/7, 365. Which one is making more money?
Hey, Dragon, why don't you go ahead on, man, and give them your contact. So, fellas, people out there, women, men, look, check this out. Contact this man. Set yourself up for a session with him. He's also on the way of becoming to where he can actually, be like a top advisor in this stuff, man. So why don't y'all go ahead on and contact him? Dragon, go ahead and let him give me your contact information, bro.
All right. Well, you can always contact me at cryptodragonemperor@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram underneath the same name, which is Crypto Dragon Emperor. Or at the present moment, you can go, and I'm going to be making a new Rumble page, which is going to be the Crypto Dragon Emperor as well. But those are the different areas where you can continuously get in contact with me. Or if you have TikTok, you can just contact me at Shin Dragon Emperor.
Okay. So you said at Shin Dragon Emperor.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Okay. So there y'all go, folks. There y'all go. Hey, everybody give it up, man, for Dragon. That was good.
Good. Marco.
Yeah, that was good, man. That was real good, man. Yeah, so let's continue. Well, I mean, it's way past midnight, but I just felt like getting crunk real quick. So, shoot, man, it's a lot of shit is going on out there, Max. I mean, really, dude, what? It's so much to talk about. I figured tonight, man, I got some stuff to talk about, some Trump stuff, some relationship shit, and then whatever else, man. It's crazy out here in these streets, man. It really is crazy. Too much stuff. As I was about to go to sleep today, folks, I just was like thinking to myself, I was like, it's too much stuff to talk about.
You about to go to sleep, nigga?
No, early in the day, bro. And I was on my way to sleep. Yeah. I was like, man, it's just too much stuff going on, folks. It really is. So shoot, some of this stuff, man, like your boy up there, Max Powers, sent me some things. Like, well, we communicate daily on stuff, but I mean, he sent me some very interesting things, and let's start off with some relationship shit, because it's the least amount of what we got to talk about today. Seriously, it is the least amount. So let's get into some funny shit real quick. Let me see if I can start this stuff exactly where it's supposed to start at, and hopefully we won't have any damn issues with audio, folks. Hopefully we don't. I'm hoping we don't. Let me make sure I got all this stuff queued up and whatnot, and we gonna go from here. Let's go. Listen to this.
How to know if white cock or black cock is right for you. Let's talk about it.
Can y'all hear this?
What?
She said that we're trying to determine whether white cock or black cock is good for you. This is where we're at, folks. And this is how we're going to start the rest of this show. Proceeding.
It's important to know that both will get the job done. But depending on...
This is good information for the ladies out there. Listen now.
Your needs and what you need to fill. One is definitely better than the other. In my case, I will be choosing the black cock for the front. If you are working with a large gap or hole, you will see that this is going to work beautifully. Now for the back door,
So for all you ladies out there that have been getting it in, we talking about getting it in, folks. So you heard what she said. If you got a large opening or whatnot, you need the black cock for the front. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Let's continue on.
A white cock. As you can see here, the slit that I need to fill is much smaller.
If you need something going in the back door, or the slit is smaller, you need the white cock.
Thinking it's a little excessive to have two different cocks to get the job done. But I am
excessive.
all about the most efficiency and the shortest path. Work smarter, not harder. Or is it harder, not smarter? It's also important to have the right size tip for the hole that you need to fill.
Don't you just love snow bunnies?
And if your cock is well used and pretty beat up like this one, don't think it will still work. Now the black cock is fairly new to me, but I did decide to go with a larger tip due to the size of the hole that I am working with today. Light pressure to the tip, and then gently rub it into the crease or hole that you are wanting to
Look at that other one over there cracking up. Look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, she over there
neck.
cracking up. No, I'm gonna tell you right now, she over there thinking about it. What she doing?
You can tell.
She over there thinking about it. This young lady over here on the left has had both.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling she's had both. Just look at her expressions. Look at her expression.
That's what I'm saying.
To really get in there. Go ahead and
I
really
feel like she got a.
You feel like what?
Like,
I feel like she got a mix. She got a mixed Indian kid and a mixed black kid too.
You think so, bro? So she let the Indian shoot up the club and the black dude shoot up the club, but she let the white dude hit her in the poop scooter.
I bet you, I like Charlie on the left. I bet you she got goddamn the Reading Rainbow of kids, bro.
Reading Rainbow.
The Reading Rainbow of kids, nigga. She got the goddamn UN, goddamn League of Nations when it comes to her kids. Multiple colors and from different. So she's an equal opportunity employer, is what you're trying to say. She don't do DEI, but she do affirmative action, don't she? She got a DEI. She got that. She like everybody in her sandbox, don't she? She got that DEI WAP. I'm telling you, hey, sweet ass with the beautiful smile. All we saying is this.
Saying you gotta enjoy your motherfucking life. That's all the fuck I'm saying. Enjoy your goddamn life. Life is fucking short. Enjoy that shit. So
you proceeded.
As any excess mess can be cleaned up at a later time. Once you have filled the hole, you're gonna want to take your finger and gently rub along everywhere you have put the cock. How to know if white cock or black cock is right for you?
Yeah, that right there I thought was rather funny. But here's something else. When it comes to these relationships now. There are different ways that different races respond to shit. And when Max sent me this, I thought this was a good example of it. Like, check this out.
If I were okay, well, I like that though. Being obedient is awesome. Oh my God, that is a trait. What you just did is the trait that certain communities would kill for. Like,
notice how she's reacting with him now, folks. Did you pick up on what he picked up on? Let's keep playing. We gonna flip it. We gonna flip it again.
I said you're obedient, and you didn't say, "Oh, I ain't no obedient." And you were just like, you went in.
That's my thing. I'm trad wife till I die. I'm gonna say something kind of wild.
You have to raise your hand.
If I were okay, well,
I like that though. Being obedient is awesome.
Watch her. Look at her. Look at her. She just chilled. You saw that? She just chilled.
Yep.
She looked at the camera, but she didn't. Her facial expressions wasn't like being like some troglodite pachyderm hyena done
turned on by it, bro.
Yes, you think so? All right, I'm gonna turn the volume down and I'm just gonna look at it. Let's look at. I'm gonna let it roll through. So he's talking to her. You know, you can see. Look at her twirling her hair and shit. Let's start doing that shit.
That's
guys. That's the woman you want. That's an
IOI, fellas.
Vetting. That's what we talk about. We talk about vetting, guys. Look at her. Look at her body expression. She raised her hand to talk. What the fuck? And then look at her. You saw how she went to the side. She did that little head thing. She's getting turned on by what he did.
Could have been no black woman though.
Expression, his whole face lit up.
Yes, he lit up. Ladies, black women. That's why they getting us. Look how she acting. Man, she can get anything she wants. She can get anything she wants. It's not a servitude, servant shit. Y'all supposed to use what you got to get what you want. Except right now, y'all using what you got to get paid like prostitutes.
Hey, the black women in the comments gonna be like, we simping on behalf of white women.
No. Fuck that. We ain't simping shit. We are
No.
talking about men vetting. Vetting. Men. You come across a woman like this. First of all, she ain't got no now she looking a little shabby today because she just got on glasses, no makeup, natural hair. But she's still cute with it. She cute with it.
Hold on 1 second. I'm on back.
Glasses? Oh my god, them glasses.
But see, that's a confident thing, though, right?
Yeah, being confident.
She knows she's being filmed, all that shit. Yeah.
She's being confident. That's to me when a woman shows up and we're talking or whatever, she is being seen by millions of people. She at this point she's like very confident. That shit is it turns me on when I know a woman.
Well,
like
y'all know who that is, though, right?
No, I don't know who that is.
Loud and obnoxious, trying to make it like seem like that's unnecessary.
That is Whitney Cummings. She is a comedian.
Whitney Cummings. Okay,
Yes.
I figured she was a comedian. I just didn't recognize her because I've probably seen her with her makeup on, or you know how she usually would be.
Now she looked pretty decent with her makeup on.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, like she's actually one of the hottest. She was one of the hottest female comedians.
She is married. Of course she's fucking married. Of course she's fucking married. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. She can definitely. Oh, she can get it. She can get it all day. Pull her hair and everything. I'm talking about put my hand around her damn neck.
Oh yeah.
Oh that. Yeah. She got some pretty ass eyes, nigga. Them green ass motherfuckers. Yeah, she cool. I mean, you know, she ain't like the best looking chick, but she does look good. She's attractive. And then that motherfucker is you heard her. She listen to what she said. Let's go back to what she's saying. Let's listen to her.
That is a trait. What you just did is a trait that a certain communities would kill for. And you're obedient. And you didn't say, oh, I ain't no obedient. And you were just like, you went in there.
That's my thing. I'm trad wife till I die.
Dr. Umar.
I'm gonna say something kind of wild.
You have to raise your hand.
If I were okay, well, I
like that though. Being obedient is awesome.
Look at her. Shifts to the side. Look, that's flirtatious. Then she smiles. That's flirtatious again.
That certain communities would kill for.
Then she's sitting there twirling her hair. Flirtatious. Look at that smile. We don't get that in the. We do not get that as often. Now, I've seen feminine acting, very, very attractive, non-makeup and ass, you know, black women online, but you don't see it as much. You really don't. You don't see it.
I'll be real with you. I have seen more chameleons.
It's a lot of chameleons, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and say in the black community there ain't feminine black women, but there's way too many chameleons.
There's a chameleon right now that's under fire. That, you know, everybody been talking about a certain podcast where people have left or got fired. There's a chameleon that's on there. Straight chameleon.
Who?
You talking about?
Allegedly. Kitty Rose. Kitty Rose is a chameleon. And Keita Rose on that show, allegedly, is a lion chick that we know is not a chameleon because she already acts, you know, masculine. But we talking about Kitty Rose, the dark-skinned chick that is the daggum life coach that is feminine on damn camera and very red pillish and very like, ladies, y'all need to do this, do that. I done seen a clip of her online on YouTube of her not being so fucking feminine, being very masculine. She's a chameleon. She's a straight up chameleon. But hey, let's go to this other clip I have of this is who it. Hey, so we talking about vetting, right? And we just went over someone that would be very ideal for you to be with. So let's go to God dang it. Let's go to an example of a woman that you need to stay away from. Like you just need to really just try to.
Why do you have to be such a?
I'm not. Like this, Alicia.
Alicia, hold on. I need to refresh everybody's memory with what happened. Okay, you first came on the show because an ex-boyfriend came back into your life and asked you out to dinner, and you weren't sure if you should tell your husband or not that you agreed to go out with him. He wanted to take you.
No, I wasn't going to tell my husband. It wasn't a big deal until you guys made it a big deal.
Right. So you came on the show, asked us for our advice, and then your husband heard that on the show and then emailed us so that he could call you in an awkward Tuesday phone call. He got you.
Y'all hearing what they talking about, right?
Yeah, that's
Listen to this crazy. Listen to this crazy son of a gun. Dude, stay away. Dude, you have to look for the signs of this craziness. This 5150 at the police. That's a code. 5150 mean this motherfucker crazy. So the police would say this. We got a 5150. This is a 5150. Okay.
On the phone, and then this happened.
I never should have called you guys in the first.
Alicia, you're actually right. Well, you never should have lied to your husband in the first place.
Yeah,
and then none of these phone calls.
Oh my God.
So, Alicia, after being on the show, yelling at us twice, saying that we were horrible people, and then hanging up on us.
This is a narcissist, folks. Listen to this chick on the other end. She's a narcissist. Textbook.
Both times. Why are you back on the show today?
Because after all the bull you guys put on the radio, and I don't know how you did all this editing to make me sound like a jerk, my friends and family are like, you're kind of a bad person. And I'm not a bad person. I'm calling to freaking set the record straight.
Alicia, you remember that you actually went out with your ex-boyfriend, lied to your husband, told him that you were going to see your girlfriends. And then
I didn't lie. I just didn't tell him because I didn't want him to get upset. How many times do I have to tell you this?
What?
Oh, wait, what?
What?
Guys, lying under omission is the same as lying. Just so you know, lying under omission is the same as lying. So this bitch just basically said, I didn't tell him because I didn't want to upset him. That's lying, bitch. You don't say something, it's still lying. But anyway, this bitch crazy.
So you're angry with us and you want to come back on the show and just yell at us some more? Is that what's going on?
Well, I want to set the record straight. I want you to call this guy that I went out with, Brad, and because now my husband thinks something else happened. Because all of the crap that you put on the radio and you made me come off bad in your editing, now my husband is questioning whether or not I fucked up with this guy, which I absolutely did not.
Alicia, okay, Alicia, we didn't edit those like crazy to make you sound, bad.
Whatever. I don't know. Look, I just know what reality TV does to people, and I'm pretty certain you do the same.
All right. So you want to do a second date update with the guy that you went out with?
No, see, this is why you're. No, I'm not doing a second.
You see how she just cussed that phone? She crazy.
Update wasn't a date.
Okay, but the segment that we're doing right now is called a second date update.
Then I want to be on a different segment.
No, but this is where we can fit you on. Do you want to clear the air or not?
See how she want to control everything? Then I want to be on a different segment. So you just want these people to create a whole nother segment so you can answer this bullshit. This shit crazy.
I want to clear the air, but it wasn't a friggin' date.
Okay.
Yeah, but remember,
is Max over there asleep? Who is that? So. Max is asleep, nigga.
Max.
Alicia, you told us that your ex actually hit on you at the restaurant.
Yeah, maybe it was a date to him, but it wasn't a date to me.
Okay, so then we'll do it in a second date update. You get your point out no matter what.
This is just whatever.
Alicia, you'll get your point out no matter what, all right? So what do you want to do then? You want to call this guy, and what are you hoping to get out of it?
I'm not the bad person here.
Okay.
He's the one that was suggestive. He's the one that contacted me to begin with. And I'm the one that left when he started getting weirdly flirty. I need that to come out so everybody knows that I didn't freaking sleep with him.
Okay, so you want to just prove that you didn't do anything wrong while you're out with this guy, and you want everybody to hear it, everybody who's already judged you from here.
Max.
your family, your husband, all that.
Right.
I just tried to call that nigga. That nigga is asleep for real, dog.
Listen, this guy is to blame. Okay,
But
I am an innocent party.
Do you think that people are judging you because they think that you hooked up with your ex, or do you think that they're judging you because you weren't honest in your relationship and refused to take?
You guys made it seem like I wasn't honest. You guys made it seem like I was a liar. Okay, like
This chick is crazy, man. This chick crazy as hell. Folks, look out for this. You have to watch out for this now. This woman is married and went on a date with her ex. And we ain't done yet. Her ex about to get on the phone. Listen to this shit.
what I said was taken out of context, and I don't know how you edited it to make me sound like an ass, but I'm not.
But didn't you, like, to your husband's face, tell him that you were not going out with your ex, that you were going out with girlfriends? Wasn't that actually the case?
I didn't lie. I just didn't tell him.
That's a fucking lie.
So the second we're gonna play us
exactly. This bitch is crazy, dog. She is literally off of her rocker. Seriously, she's crazy.
Song and then come back and call this dude that you went out with. We're gonna call him. I want to talk to him a little bit and hear it from him that he hit on you and your side of the story is true, and then you can talk to him. Okay.
I don't need to talk to him. I just need you to prove that I'm a good person.
Okay, I'll help prove.
She need them to prove that she's a good person. When you on here talking like an ass, proving that you're not. You're already proving that you're not. Oh my God.
Prove that you're a good person and clear the air with everybody involved, everybody that you want to clear the air with, okay?
It's about time you did something right. Thank you.
Can you just not call me an ass for a second?
You really make it hard.
She does have a point.
All right.
I mean, that is the one thing I'll back her on.
Okay, I'm gonna play a song. We'll come back, and then we'll call Brett.
That dude in the background is making the whole show. That nigga's laughing at everything. You hear his ass dragging. He is having fun. Too much fun, dude. He's cracking the hell up.
Brad is his name, right?
I f***ing said his name 57 times. Have you listened to what I said?
I'm sorry. I realize that you're angry with the show because you feel like we made.
You know what makes this even funnier is that the video that you're looking at is some gamer doing GTA, doing Grand Theft Auto, my nigga.
Yeah, that's what I noticed in the background.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's somebody playing Grand Theft Auto, listening to this shit. Put it on the video. This is crazy.
You look bad.
No, I don't feel like that. I know you made me look
All right. Well, we made you look bad. So we'll play a song, come back, and then we'll get your second date update. Okay?
It's not a second date.
I realize that, but the segment's called that, so I have to say that.
Just do it.
Alicia, are you there?
The more I think about this, I don't want to even do this phone call because you know what? You're going to make a big joke out of this.
I'm kidding.
Serious.
I'm just joking with you, Alicia. I'm going to let you.
Exactly. It's not funny.
All right. We're about to call your ex-boyfriend, Brad. If you're just tuning into the second date update, Alicia's on the phone with us. She's been on the show a few times before. All of those ended up with her being very, very angry with us. She's still angry with us, but
I can't imagine why.
she wants to come on the show and clear the air.
Listen to this asshole.
Having an issue about going on a date with an ex-boyfriend, and she didn't want to.
No.
Well, going out to meet up with her ex-boyfriend and not telling her husband about it, and then her husband heard her talking about it on the show and did an awkward Tuesday phone call where he says, "Hey, I knew that you went out with your ex-boyfriend. You lied to me." And then Alicia got very upset because she was being accused of being a liar. That's accurate enough, right, Alicia?
Yes.
Okay.
You got something right.
And now Alicia wants to call her ex-boyfriend, and I'll let you explain it, Alicia, because every time I do, you get angry with me. You want to call your ex-boyfriend because why?
Because my friends and family think I'm a liar, and now my husband thinks I hooked up with him, which I absolutely did not. And now you idiots have made a mountain out of a molehill, and I want to clear it up.
All right.
Have you talked to your ex since you guys went out?
No, I absolutely did not talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. He's a creepy pervert.
Okay. Alicia, I'm on your side here. I know you don't think I am, but I am on your.
Remember the details, and let's remember the details given by Alicia. Because you can't say you didn't say shit when you saying it right on motherfucking national goddamn radio.
Right.
We gonna go by what she says.
Your side.
I don't believe that for 1 second, but thank you.
No, I am Alicia. I am on your side. If you feel like we wronged you and made you look bad, I'm all for you clearing things up with your husband and everybody else who thinks that you're a liar. I really am.
Great. So I expect you not to make me look like an ass in this talk.
I won't.
She will make herself look like an asshole.
Right.
That write that down. Let's take notes.
I'm going to talk to your ex-boyfriend and hopefully get him to say that he hit on you and you behaved perfectly.
Hopefully, that's the only thing he can say. That's the truth.
Okay.
That's the only thing he can say. That's the truth, that she did not hit on him.
Well, he'll say that, and then you can come on and talk to him.
I don't want to talk to him. I have no desire to talk to him.
Okay, you don't need to talk to him then. I'll talk to him. And then hopefully we'll be cool.
She don't want to talk to him, folks. Remember that now.
I don't think we'll ever be cool, but fine.
Okay. I'm going to call him right now then. All right?
Let's settle this.
All right, fine. Okay. All right. I just want to like make things okay with this, you know?
You're not making anything okay.
All right.
She is just continuously just got to respond to every comment. So once again, folks, when you vetting someone, somebody got to respond to every fucking comment like that. It's just combative. Look out for that, please. Don't go near it. Just don't go near it. Just look. We trying to get to this point.
All I'm saying, you gotta enjoy your motherfucking life. That's all the fuck I'm saying. Enjoy your goddamn life. Life is fucking short. Enjoy that shit. Some of y'all just need to smoke some weed and see if it don't help the quality of your motherfucking life.
You know what I'm saying?
Hello. Hey, can I speak to Brad, please?
Yeah, this is Brad.
Hey, Brad, how are you? This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, who?
Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
You felt like, oh shit.
Okay. Can I help you with something?
Yeah, you can actually. We recently got an email about you from one of our listeners. It's an old friend.
Yeah, he cool, just chilling. Can I help you with something?
Friend of yours. And you guys recently went out to dinner.
All right. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's pretty okay. The reason I'm calling you though is because I want to help clear the air about something.
I'm sorry. I'm not really clear on what's going on here.
Well, it's about your ex-girlfriend Alicia.
What does she want?
Well, we recently had her on the show and she talked about how you guys went out to dinner.
She did?
Yeah. She was having kind of an issue because she's married and stuff.
Well, yeah, I know she's married. Look, there's nothing. Don't worry about that, man. It's all good.
Yeah,
we're just friends.
But the reason I'm calling you is because we were telling her it sounded like a date, and it kind of caused a little bit of drama with her. So I told her that I'd get you on the phone, and
so we know so far that there's nothing going on between them because they both say that.
Right.
And so he has clarified that, but let's keep listening.
Just sort of find out if everything was kosher when you guys went out.
I don't know what to say. We just met up. It wasn't like a big thing. It was just like old friends. Yeah, we dated a long time ago, but it was just good to see her again. It wasn't anything more than that.
So
nothing more than that. Good to see her again. Boom. We got that.
Thing was cool. Nothing weird. Nothing at all. Because I'll tell you this. She said that you hit on her.
She said that I hit on her?
Yeah.
Hey, notice he had his inflection in his voice when he said, she said, I hit on her? What? So in other words, okay, so now here's where the stories start going different directions.
She said that she showed up to dinner and you guys were having dinner and then you started making inappropriate comments.
Okay.
And then she said she left.
This dude just ran over somebody. Whoever playing this GTA just killed a dude on a bike. Did you see that shit, nigga?
Nah, I ain't get a chance to see
that. He just ran over a dude on a bike, dog, while the climax to the story is happening, while the change, why we have to
after that.
That didn't happen. I didn't make any inappropriate comment. I mean, we were talking back and forth, but we ended dinner just as any, normal people would end dinner.
So he said they didn't make no inappropriate comments.
And we both went our separate ways.
And you guys didn't hit on her at all.
No, look, I didn't hit on her. I might have flirted a little bit, but I mean.
So that means flirtatious banter. If y'all don't know what that is, when you meet a chick and y'all got flirtatious banter, that's a good thing. So that's a green flag. As long as she ain't no ho ho ho, that's a green flag. If it's some flirtatious banter back and forth, that means you guys can have playful chit chat and the vibe is good. That's a green flag.
We were both kind of flirting with each other. I mean,
but of course they have to be single and not be married like this bitch is, you know? You know what I'm saying? They can't be freaking married. Got to be single, folks.
We're exes. It was just kind of a casual thing. But, you know, if anything, she was flirting way more than I was.
Really?
Really? Now, she didn't want to talk to him now. Here we go. Here she. Let's take it back a couple of seconds. Here we go.
Dinner, and we both went our separate ways.
And you guys didn't hit on her at all?
No, look, I didn't hit on her. You know, I might have flirted a little bit, but I mean, we were both kind of flirting with each other. I mean, we're exes. It was just kind of a casual thing. But, you know, if anything, she was flirting way more than I was.
Really? Really?
Are you kidding?
Wait, what's going on?
Oh, that's Alicia. She's actually on the other
Here we go, folks.
line listening.
Hard to miss her.
Tell them how you said you wanted to take that stupid dress off.
So she said, he said he wanted to take her dress off. Stupid dress is what she said. Stupid dress off.
Is this some kind of setup or something?
No, this is real life. My freaking family thinks I like slept with you or something, and I need to prove to them that you're just an idiot, and I'm an excuse.
Oh, you're just an idiot.
Yeah, like she didn't do shit now. Once again,
went
narcissist. She didn't do shit, but did you not meet up with him? That alone is enough.
Right.
That alone is enough. You are married. Why are you meeting up with your ex? Fuck that shit. We getting divorce papers signed right now, bitch.
Okay, wait a second. You're the one that agreed to go on a date with me.
I didn't agree to go on a date with you. I agreed to go to dinner and catch up as old friends.
Once again, I don't give a fuck what you call it. We married, bitch. We married. That's infidelity. Divorce papers.
I thought it was going to be completely innocent. I didn't know you were going to be a pervert.
What? Pervert? I don't think that innocent is wearing that little dress that you wore to dinner.
Whoa.
She wore a little ass dress to dinner, folks. Little ass dress.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, unless you didn't know, in case you didn't know, actions come from thought. And she thought enough to wear a small dress to dinner, catching up as friends with her ex. Wearing I don't want to hear this bullshit about, it's the fashion. And I just like to look good. I dress up for me. That's some bullshit, sweetie. We don't believe that shit.
No.
Because you thinking enough to get put on a small ass tiny little dress. You want somebody to see that body. And that person that you want to see that body is somebody you used to be involved with. We don't want to hear that bullshit.
The dress that you asked me to wear. The dress that you said, I love that
dress you asked me to wear. Once again, no accountability. Now it's his fault because he asked to wear that dress. Are you not a free will thinking human being? You don't have to wear the dress that he liked.
You should totally wear it again.
Well, of course I love that dress. Your boobs were hanging out of it.
So, of course I love that dress. Your boobs are hanging out of it. So once again, if he asks you to wear the dress and your boobs are hanging out, once again, it's back on you. Why are you wearing a dress like that?
Oh my God.
Why do you think I asked you to wear it?
You're so gross. You know that I have no intention.
I'm gross. You didn't have to come out with me, Alicia. You're married. It was your choice to come out after we talked about it.
Boom. Boom. Now, folks, all the healed men, stand up, pay attention, sit up in your seat. If you're in your car driving, if you're in your living room smoking a blunt or drinking a 12 pack or whatever you're doing on this very late night, or whenever you listen to this, this is another part of vetting coming up. Now, we already know she's not taking accountability. We already know that. She hasn't done that yet. So here we are again, whether she's married or whatever else she's in, we hope that you ain't trying to holler at no married chick. But let's just say you hollering at a chick and you put the truth in her face. If she responds like this girl is about to respond, immediately go the other direction. Go to your contact list in your phone. Delete her number. Block her shit and do not return to sender. Return to sender. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100, $200.
Nope.
Don't go no further with this bitch. Now let's pay attention, folks. Get out your notepads. Remember, we trying to help people here. Okay? It's got to be solutions. Got to be. The solution is do not proceed in a relationship with someone like this.
Nope.
Stay away from them. Okay? That's the solution. We're not just going to talk about people. We're not just going to just down people and shame folk over here. We're going to talk about solutions.
Yeah.
Don't ever get with no crazy mug like this.
You know, I asked you to go to our first date spot together. You know, I think it was pretty obvious what we were doing.
See, first date spot, wear the dress I like that we used when we were together.
Oh, yes, y'all.
This bitch has not been accountable for none of this shit. She just want to say, well, you asked.
Yep.
You asked like she don't have no damn authority, no way to choose nothing. You asked. It was you that asked it. You asked.
Can you just hang up on him? He's obviously just talking in circles.
Deflection. Folks, put that down, folks. 1 period on your list of actions, or you can call them effects, you can call them reactions, whatever. If she goes to deflect, when you put the truth in her face and she deflects and does not address what we're talking about in the moment, because he said, you are the one that is married. You didn't have to come out. We're going to our first dating spot. This is what he said now. And she deflects. Can y'all just hang up on this asshole? Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back now.
They're not going to hang up on
Watch this. Watch this now.
Gross. You know that I had I agreed to go to dinner and catch up as old friends. I thought it was going to be completely innocent. I didn't know you were going to be a pervert.
What? Pervert? I don't think that.
Do we really think somebody's this stupid, people? I didn't think he's going to be a pervert. Catch up his old friend. He's your ex. You are married. The fact that you even on the phone and can contact this motherfucker is grounds for dismissal. You got this in your contact list. And you able to reach out and talk to him? I guarantee, hey, I was married. That shit wasn't going on in my marriage.
Nope.
And I didn't have no contact with no ex-girlfriend in my motherfucking phone. My ex had the damn code to my fucking phone. That's how goddamn I'm that motherfucking transparent. It's not that I say, here you go, baby, here go my damn code. I ain't like that now. But if she want to see my phone, here you go. What's the code? Here you go. Da, 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 da. Go in my phone. If I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. Because I'm a goddamn grown ass man.
Ain't got nothing to worry about or hide. Like
I have disconnected and disassociated with people that do not live the way I live. I surround myself with people that live like me. In other words, I had a friend that had make way more money than me. Because you're supposed to surround yourself with people that make more money than you, but still the same character. You know what I'm saying? So he making way more money than me. This nigga married, had twins on the way, got another woman pregnant that had twins on the way, and had another chick pregnant that had one kid on the way, and had a girlfriend from another country living near him. He was paying her bills.
That's funny.
Wait,
you feel me?
Now Obama's woke.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We gonna we ain't got to put it out there like that, Drake. We'll address that issue later.
Hold
Spaced out and everything, bro.
Hey, but once again, and he got one of his twins that was on the way. One of the set of twins, one of the babies was on the live. Bless that spirit up to heaven. Yeah. But his wife had twins. The other woman lost one of the babies, and then so we had 4 babies come in this world at the same time.
Boy, that's
2 baby mamas. And I think he had some other kids before that. He like, man, I can't help. That's my only thing, man. Now that, mind you, this man is married, and I ain't say this got anything to do with it. His man is married to a woman that's a different religion than him that he used to practice. So he practices another religion now. But he still practices both religions at the same time. Like, nigga, you are double-minded than a motherfucker. That alone, I was like, man, I'll keep my distance anyway. And then when he did this shit again, I was like, and this nigga, this is second or third marriage. Like, nigga, I can't be around a nigga like you. Fuck that shit. Nope. So, folks, you got to put yourself around the right people, and you got to look for these bad signs. Like, this chick here just deflected. Just deflected. Watch the deflection.
Innocent is wearing that little dress that you wore to dinner.
The dress that you asked me to wear. The dress that you said, oh, I love that dress. You should
Deflection.
totally wear it again.
Well, of course I love that dress. Your boobs were hanging out of it.
Oh my gosh.
Why do you think I asked you to wear it?
You're so gross. You know that
There she goes. Insults.
I had no
I'm gross. You didn't have to come out.
Sign language. She been using sign language the whole time. Shaming, insults. What's the G? Guilt tripping. And then the end is the need to be right. So she been trying to goddamn have to be need to be the whole time.
Out with me, Alicia. You're married. It was
You're married. Here we go. Truth in the face. Watch the deflection, folks.
your choice to come out after we talked about it. You know, I asked you to go to our first date spot together. You know, I think it was pretty obvious what we were doing.
Can you just hang up on him?
Can you assholes just hang up on him? See the deflection? So, folks, please do not deal with people like this.
He's obviously just talking in circles.
No, I don't think we should hang.
Hang up on me, Alicia.
I don't think we should hang up on him, Alicia. I think this is a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, dude say fuck that shit. I wouldn't know what's going on. Fuck that. Very interesting conversation. Let's proceed.
Again.
Do what? We're not doing anything. He's the
bad light again.
We're painting her in a bad light again. No, bitch, you doing all good by yourself.
putting you in a bad light. He's just saying that what he was asking you on was a date.
Did you call him before you got me on the phone and like coach him to say?
No.
You see that shit? She thinking that it coached this. This bitch is crazy.
Alicia, why would we coach him to say that?
What?
Listening to your guys' conversation has actually gotten me on your side. Like, it sounds like you were literally just that stupid and naive.
Hey, you see this shit? Now this other bitch is see, this is what I think this other bitch is doing right now. She's trying to kind of coax her to answer a certain way to show exactly how stupid she is. So she starts pandering to her fucking point to kind of like to get her to say some stupid shit. I think this is what this girl just did. Just to fuck with her.
And had no idea.
Okay, I'm stupid, please. Okay, you're looking in the mirror, honey.
Here, I don't get why Brad would ask you.
I don't need your sympathy.
See, she tried to actually damn help her out and say, you got to be stupid to do this shit. Like, you got to be this naive, and this bitch insults her again and says, oh, no. Hell no.
Alicia, don't come off like you're naive. We knew what we were getting into. I mean, that entire dinner, you were giving off the vibe that you wanted to hook up.
Ooh. And he drops another one bomb right in the middle of that thing.
Brad, what did she say to give you the vibe that she wanted to hook up?
Now we go into actual verbatim stuff that was said there. Oh, let's see what he says.
She told me that, I looked great, that she was like super excited to see me.
Brad, that all sounds pretty normal.
Yeah.
Keep listening.
I would say that stuff to my grandmother. Oh my God, you look great. How are you?
No, that's not how it was at all. You grabbed my arm and you were basically stroking my arm, telling me how great I look and how much I've been working out.
Well, we haven't seen each other in over 2 years. Yeah, it was nice to see you. I gave you a hug and I put my hand on your arm. Really? Does that mean I was taking off my panties? I don't think so.
No.
This trip.
Oh, I'm not saying you were throwing yourself at me, but I'm just saying, we were talking.
But that's what you're insinuating. That's what you were insinuating. That I was ready to jump in the sack with you.
You were. You were.
Hey, us on this app. Please.
No.
Oh my God.
Here, all right, Alicia, here. Brad clearly thought you were hitting on him, but Brad, bottom line, nothing happened when you guys went out.
Nothing happened, but she wanted to hook up.
There's no way in hell I would have ever hooked up with you.
All right.
I think it's
Well-
pretty clear.
This is pretty classic, Alicia. Just to freak the out.
Really?
Oh, this is like a pattern here.
Oh, yeah. This is why we broke
Don't
up
act
2 years
like
ago.
you know me inside and out, okay? We barely have spoken in years.
Well, first of all, I do know you inside and out if that's where you want to go.
He went there, so he went there. Let's go back. Come on.
Whoa.
You're the one that's freaking out. It was just a dinner, and now you're on the radio talking about
Exactly. It was
like a
just
small
dinner.
thing.
Now you're insinuating that it was something more.
Yeah, but Alicia, we learned that nothing happened between you guys. So you got your mission accomplished.
Doesn't matter what the you think. I did this so my friends and family would think I wasn't lying, and now he's making it seem like I'm a hussy.
I'm pretty sure your friends and family already had a pretty strong opinion before we went.
Hey, at this point, I would love to ask you guys if you'll go on a second date. Brad, would you like to?
You, bro.
Brad, would you like to go out with?
Absolutely not.
No's everywhere. Thank you, Brad. Thank you for being honest with us, Brad. I appreciate it.
Yeah, whatever.
Alicia, are you still there?
Hey, that shit's funny, man. That shit is some funny shit, dog. This chick here, bro. Oh my God, man. Did he go to sleep again, nigga? This nigga went to sleep again, dog. Dragon. This dude went to sleep again, man. Anyway, let's go into something else, folks. Let's talk about this. What's going on? They're saying that a whistleblower basically is saying that a whistleblower is there's a whistleblower that's saying that they that it's a possibility that the allegedly that the governor of Pennsylvania is involved with the attempted assassination attempt on President Trump. Let's listen.
Everyone, let me just read this directly because I do not want to mess this up in any way. Breaking news just announced a federal whistleblower and former Pennsylvania State Police employee filed a criminal complaint allegedly linking Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro with the assassination attempt on President Trump. We have the actual here, and I have a lot to share with you guys. Make sure you're following me here on YouTube or on X or Rumble, any of the platforms that you are watching this, but especially on X, because I will keep you up to date, and I post a lot that I can't get to in a video. But this is from Butler County, which is where Trump had his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. And we know, if you guys remember last year during the campaign season, this is one of the assassination attempts on President Trump's life at that time. He was just former president running again. But let me read you all of the receipts, and let me see if I can make it bigger, because I know many of you are not online like that, so you don't, have all the information. So it says, I am in receipt of your private criminal complaint, which you filed against Governor Josh Shapiro. This is the reply. I'm going to get to the actual complaint that you have filed against Governor Joshua Shapiro for his alleged involvement in the attempted homicide of former President Donald J. Trump on July 13th, 2020.
You hear that, don't you? Shapiro. This is a whistleblower.
2024 in Butler County, Pennsylvania.
Allegedly.
Please be advised there are multiple investigations currently being conducted by various government agencies. Due to the pending investigation, I am disapproving your private criminal complaint. So this is important. This is going to lead to today. This was filed in August 22nd, 2024, but the district attorney of Butler County rejected this complaint. Now, I think they expected Trump to lose the election, or they were hoping he would, and this information would never come to light. But this rabbit hole goes deeper. Listen to this. Federal whistleblower filed a criminal complaint. So this is a new criminal complaint that was filed on February 7th of 2025, alleging Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's involvement in the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. It also alleges that Christopher Wray conspired with the Biden administration to hide the reports.
Y'all hear that? Conspired with the Biden administration, allegedly. That it also alleges that Christopher Wray conspired with the Biden administration to hide the reports.
The Butler County DA's office is currently investigating these allegations. No arrest or official charges against Shapiro have been confirmed by official sources as of the latest updates. So here is the actual complaint. I was able to get my hands on it. And so you can see here is the private complaint. It names Joshua Shapiro, the governor there, and I believe that is the Capitol building there in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And they even have him marked his race as white, his sex as male. He was born June 20th, 1973. Sorry, this handwriting is a little messy, but there it is. Now, the name of the complainant is Hadassah Feinberg. So the person, it looks like, that has filed this complaint is Hadassah Feinberg. And this is just insane. So it gives an address of Butler, Pennsylvania. And then the defendants, Josh Shapiro and Christopher Paris, Michelle Henry, Val Arkosh, Larry Krasner, and Francis Chardo. So these were the other participants. This one does not say Christopher Wray. It says Christopher Paris. I don't know who some of these people are, but I definitely will be investigating this. Now let's look at the other part of this complaint. Let me show you this at the top. It says, so this is the defendant, and now we're going to see the affidavit that goes along with it. All of which were against the peace and dignity of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and contrary to the act of the Assembly or in violation of 25 and 901.902.903. The other part is ineligible. And it says of the 18. This is just the actual statutes that have been violated. And so there, Hadassah Feinberg signed this. This was filed on February 7th. Now, this is the meat.
Now, this is just what's filed recently, folks. So this is something that's brand new that happened in no more than, it's the 12th of February today. So this was like only about 5 days ago, guys.
This is the criminal affidavit. This is the part you're going to want to listen to. I, Hadassah Feinberg, affiant and federal whistleblower, hereby allege that defendant Joshua Shapiro and his personal, individual, and official capacity facilitated, organized, and carried out his plan to assassinate President Donald J.
You see that, y'all?
Yep.
This is an affidavit. That means that this is a statement given to police authorities, which meaning that if this goes to court, this man could be sent to jail for perjury or fraud. If this is a lie, do you think he's going to risk that if this is a lie? he just put out there and said that in his personal, individual, and official capacity, facilitated, organized, and carried out his plan to assassinate President Donald J. Trump on July 13th, 2024.
Trump on July 13th, 2024. Defendant Shapiro was unsuccessful in completing his mission, but is responsible for organizing and facilitating it, injuring the current president and causing the murder of Corey Compentori. Defendant Shapiro conspired and colluded with Pennsylvania officials, namely the Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner Christopher Paris. Now we're getting the names. To carry out the attempted assassination of President Donald J. Trump on July 13th, 2024.
And folks, I have not seen anybody talking about this other than her. And I think one other. Then nobody's talking about this. So, hey, now you know from us what's going on.
Yep.
And we talked about this. Now, a lot of folks talk about this, but this is a 3-man podcast here. Let's go.
Defendant Shapiro commenced the facilitation and coordination of the attempted assassination by utilizing Pennsylvania State Trooper Commissioner Christopher Paris to conceal the crimes. I'm going to move that up. Defendant Christopher Paris made false and inconsistent statements under oath to the Senate Judiciary Committee around August 2024. He falsified statements to thwart and impede the criminal investigation and obscure the discovery of facts leading to the attempted assassination in Butler, Pennsylvania. Defendants Josh Shapiro and Christopher Paris's actions were willful and not a security failure. As defendant, Paris testified under oath to the Senate Judiciary Committee. On July 13, 2024, President Donald J. Trump was shot from the Pennsylvania State Police perimeter at the Butler, Pennsylvania rally. This was not assigned to the United States Secret Service, and all statements relating to the Secret Service's failures are false. In his sworn testimony, defendant Paris fabricated, distorted, and willfully blamed the United States Secret Service for security failures and in efforts to divert the criminal investigation and conceal the crimes. Both defendants,
that's obstruction,
Christopher Paris and Josh Shapiro, are named on a RICO lawsuit at the Pennsylvania Commonwealth Court for their ongoing crimes of public corruption. And
so these guys are already on a RICO lawsuit for that.
Yep.
And here's something else on top of that. This nigga here finna go. Poof.
Fraud in the state of Pennsylvania against thousands of whistleblowers. Thousands of whistleblowers, witnesses, and victims. See Hadassah Feinberg versus Scott A. Evans. Wow.
Dang, they got another case open. It says Maryland 2024 or MD. It says 402 MD 2024, Pennsylvania Common Court. So the year is 2024. So they already got a case that was open for that. Feinberg et al. Versus Scott Evans et al. Dang.
Is insanity. On February 5th, 2025, at least 5 federal provided witness testimony to the state and federal crimes committed by defendant Shapiro.
Like I said, this is a week ago, y'all. It says at least 5 federal provided witness testimony to the state and federal crime committed by the defendant Shapiro.
Get you to the next part. Oof. Spanning over 10 years, including Gregory Stenstrom, Leah Hoops, and Sean Connolly. In the days leading,
this is year. I don't know if it's that Sean Connery, but this is the year of truth, y'all. A lot of folk gonna go to jail, man. A lot of folk gonna go to jail. Officials, politicians, people in the movie industry. They already got talking about Blake Lively is over around there. I think she's on trial for fraud, trying to steal this dude's idea for a movie. Her and Ryan Reynolds in some deep doo-doo right now.
Really, Ryan Reynolds? Come on.
Yeah, it's some bull. No, he ain't the main one. It's Blake Lively that's in trouble. It just so happened he's free.
I'm just saying, I have respect for that cat, like as an actor.
Oh, nigga.
Come on, man.
Dude, I could go into that. That shit's crazy.
Leading up to the attempted assassination, Alex Soros made credible threats to assassinate President Donald J. Trump. Alex Soros is Soros' son. Like, this is, I'm sorry, my head is spinning right now. This is George Soros' son. He has never faced any criminal investigating despite his valid threats. Defendant Josh Shapiro, a close confidant of Soros and recipient of large campaign donations, carried out the premeditated plan to thwart President Trump from being elected. Defendant Shapiro was actively engaged in laundering funds with Ukraine. The verified election of President Donald J. Trump would not only expose Shapiro's federal laundering, but expose multiple officials from the Democrat Party who were laundering millions of taxpayer dollars. Guys, we have seen that already. I am waiting to put together a full list and several videos just to go over every single detail, every single dollar and where it went in terms of U.S. aid, because the information is all over the place and we haven't had like one big thing to talk about all of the details. Defendant Josh Shapiro invited President Zelensky to meet with him in person in 2024, where he physically signed bombs in an unprecedented photo op with the Ukrainian president. In the weeks leading up to the Trump rally, President Joseph R. Biden made frequent visits to defendant Joshua Shapiro to discuss the obstacle faced by the Democrat Party. Joshua Shapiro organized, schemed, and conspired with other officials to carry out the attempted assassination attempt against former President Donald J. Trump. Defendant Joshua Shapiro and Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner Christopher Paris are guilty and liable of willful misconduct, and their plans to facilitate and organize the attempted assassination must be investigated and charged. Defendant Shapiro is guilty of committing thousands of crimes, including, but not limited to, threatening, intimidating, and stalking federal whistleblowers, including the affiant and her children, obstructing and tampering with the murder investigation of Ellen Greenberg, actively obstructing and facilitating election interference in Delaware County, Pennsylvania in 2020.
So, folks, that's going on. But hey, it's even more out there, folks. Hold on. Watch this shit. Watch this shit. Check this here out.
Anthony Fauci. Doctor, under investigation by state AGs. Anthony Fauci.
Finally.
Investigation by state AGs. This is an Outkick story. 19 state attorney generals, led by South Carolina AG Alan Wilson, sent a letter to Congress stating their intent to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci accountable at the state level, despite President Joe Biden's preemptive pardon. The letter says, although former President Biden attempted to shield potential bad actors like Dr. Anthony Fauci from accountability via preemptive pardon, we are confident that state laws may provide a means to hold act.
So y'all hear that? Y'all know what's going on now. So, Biden preemptively pardoned Fauci and others. These jokers said, fuck that shit. Right. We gonna get their ass at the state level. So they going after Fauci on the state level, which I am so glad that they are. And this is what's going on with that.
Actors accountable for their misconduct. They requested that Congress share any findings of violations of state laws so they can evaluate state level courses of action. The AGs accused Fauci of suppressing discussions about the lab leak theory and misleading the public on COVID vaccine risk, which they say contributed to an erosion of trust in health institutions. They wrote, Dr. Fauci led a deliberate campaign to stifle the voices of premier health scholars regarding the lack of adequate testing of vaccines, which kept the public from knowing about risks like myocarditis and pericarditis among young adult males, the verified increased risk of blood clots in women, and the long-term effects vaccines had on fertility. Glenn, will anything happen to Fauci?
Yes. Please. And I did not believe this. I mean, a year into it, I did a 2-night special on just the stuff that we could find in public spaces that showed the smoking guns everywhere. Now we have the actual data. Now we have a preponderance of evidence, and he's backdated it to 2014. for very specific reasons. This guy has been breaking the law and becoming his own god, and he has to go to.
He been breaking the law for decades, though. Like this dude, if they really want to go into Fauci and shit he's been doing since he's been young, this cat is like, he could actually go to jail for, like, allegedly genocide. He has done a lot of bullshit.
The jail, and I never thought he would, but under Trump, it's not going to be vengeance. It's not going to be, repaying his enemies. They are looking for the truth between Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Bhattacharya. They're going to unravel this thing, and he's going to jail, and it will because of the states. They have a right and a duty to do it.
Vinny,
I'm glad. Like I have a list of the top 3 people that I just despise. As hard as this, being a Christian and trying to pray, and I actually have to pray for these people. Yeah. That's the hardest thing I think about being a Christian.
Yeah.
I have to pray that they get their souls intact, because at one point they're going to be judged. But he's at the top, and Alejandro Mayorkas have always been at the top. And Pat knows this. He pushed these lies, and like I saw a meme. Imagine getting medical advice from a doctor that needs a pardon for the medical advice that he gave you.
Yes.
That's why all these freaking Democrats, all these people, do you remember, Glenn? They would put those pictures of him in front of their lawns. Like they would worship this demon.
He was the golden calf.
He was the golden calf. And people are like, well, Trump was, he's been around for 7 presidents. But while this is all going on, Pat, Doge announced, and Elon, that in the past 48 hours, HHS canceled 62 contracts with 182 million, and
182 million, folks. And this hold on, this broadcast came out. They did this 5 hours ago. This is 5 hours ago.
So it's that fresh, huh?
That was ready for this, ready for spending. $168,000 contract for an Anthony Fauci exhibit at the NIH museum. They're like,
he's a god.
Put that, that's going down. And then the one more thing that I saw, it was Lauren Boebert was having a House Oversight Committee hearing, and they questioned Justin Goodman. He's a senior vice president at the White Coat Waste Project about the National Institute NIH funding research that involves, they were implanting tissue from aborted fetuses into lab animals, so abortions. That's why they're so pro-abortion. He confirmed that such studies have been funded by the NIH, specifically mentioning Dr. Fauci's NIH allergy and infectious disease. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. Pat, you want to hear this clip?
Yeah, of course.
This is it.
Implant aborted baby parts into lab animals. Have you heard of that sort of research?
Yeah, we did an analysis a few years ago showing that over 90% of experiments with using human fetal tissue and putting them involved animals were funded by Fauci's NIAID.
Do you know where they're?
Let's read that slower, because if you don't understand what he's about to say, we're gonna put it in democratic terms so that you dumbasses out there can understand this is who you fucking been voting for. Fucking democratic bullshit that's destroying our nation.
That bullshit.
Goodman says, yeah, we did an analysis a few years ago showing that over 90% of experiments using human fetal tissue and putting them in animals were funded by Fauci's NIAID. Truthfully, that's NIAID, but it's Fauci's NIAID, which can be affiliated with USAID or USAID, which it should be referred to as. See what y'all been voting for? And he said a few years ago. We did an analysis a few years ago. This is 2025. What's a few? Few is assumed to be 3. Okay, what's 2025? Subtract 3. Oh, that's 2. 2022. Who's in administration at that time? Biden. Not Trump.
Getting the aborted human fetal tissue.
A lot of it is happening at colleges and universities that have affiliated hospitals. That perform that procedure.
Pro-abortion, kill your babies, because guess what? We need to use them for experiments on animals.
And what is and honestly, when you look at Fauci and what he was starting to do in 2014, what he really started it with Dick.
This is disgusting. This is disgusting.
Cheney right after 9/11. Almost all of these, there is no medical reason to do these experiments. They have not made medicine better. They're not making us safer. In fact, the opposite. They are making things much, much more dangerous in the world.
And they're putting money in their pocket the whole time. Using grants to put money in their pocket. You know good and dang well that stuff that they're being granted, you don't need that much money to carry out these experiments. I used to work in a lab. That shit don't cost for that much money. They put money in their pocket. Find ways just doing stuff to just be doing it. If they ain't making us no better.
Where is the medical evidence that any of this was good and useful? You
see, where's the medical evidence? See, and people around this joker complaining about people have access to stuff. Every creditor, every bill you pay, they got access to your shit. And there's some worker somewhere in that building, because they work for that company, has access to your shit. They ain't being put through no national federal security level background check. Nigga, you can pay for the background check that they putting people through at that company that has your information. You dumbass. You gave all these people permission or access to your personal information. Whether you got an Apple, Android, whatever, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, I got Mint Mobile. These jokers got access to your shit. Sure, your bank got access to your shit. And you worry about Elon Musk, a billionaire that does not need your money, has access to your shit to make sure that the government is not doing too much wasteful spending. He's drawing down on every department. Finding billions and billions of dollars saved for American people. And they got a ticker. The last I checked was $214 a person they have saved us already.
Yep.
And they've only gone through what, 1 or 2 departments? They're doing the Pentagon this week. They're doing the Board of Education. These people
I'm glad that they
stupid.
do it so that way we can get our shit back versus just sitting shit getting worse, and then
it's gonna get worse before we get better. Yes, there's gonna be some prices and some things that's gonna go up, but people have to be fucking, you gotta use your brain.
Right.
Use your fucking brain. Of course, prices are gonna go up. Stick in there. You should already be on a budget. Stick in there. Get the essentials. Don't do no stupidity. Don't do no overall stupid spending. No impulse spending.
You know, windowsill garden to get your herbs and other stuff.
Yeah,
help you to save some fucking money and everything else, and then you'll wind up making some money later on, depending on how much that you grow. If you think about it, so that way you're not even affected by it. Like you said, use your head, man. Too many.
Hey, this is how I see the times that we in now. This is how I see it. There was a time in the Bible when Joseph had to tell Pharaoh that this is the time we need to be saving. Let's go ahead and get all the coffers filled.
Yep.
So that's what y'all should be doing right now.
Yep.
Some of those coffers are crypto. Some of those coffers are ETF and real world assets and liquidity pools. You got some of those are the coffers that you need to put your money into. Some of them are just regular, IULs maybe. Some of that might be one coffer might be you investing in doing a home garden. One coffer that might be you just you may have a coffer that's just basically let me cut back on some of my spending. Let me budget better.
Right.
See, that's the times we in now. So basically, you got to be just strategic with everything. It's not that it's gonna be hard times. It will be hard if you don't do shit and you keep doing the fuck shit you continue to do now, which is just go out all the goddamn time. I'm in the strip club 3 weekends out the month. I'm just throwing money. I'm just acting stupid. I'm YOLO, nigga, YOLO. We ain't got but one life to live. YOLO, nigga. No, nigga, you need to be doing shit that's strategic. Because after these next few years of being strategic, then you're going to be able to really ball out. But the folks that weren't being strategic, they're going to be hurting.
Hey, boy,
they're going to be hurting. You do the right things, especially crypto. You do the right things like what Dragon was talking about. Take you some money, put it in this. Just get every one of these cryptos that's backed. That's a utility coin. Or backed by gold, securities.
Man, like, come on, they putting this shit in your face, and you still don't want to do it. That's on you. I have to say that. I'm paying attention to that. Fuck that. You doing this? Oh, okay. Thank you. Let me go ahead and take notes so that way I can be ahead, because they are legitimately gonna say this. Well, why didn't you take advantage of it when everybody else had the availability before we got it? That's literally what they're gonna say.
Even though I got 1,000 in XLM and 1,000 in Hedera, I'm finna start putting some money in some of these other utility coins.
Sure.
I mean, I already had a little Avalanche, but I ain't got enough.
I need to get some of that, but that Ondo, Velo, Drone, especially those, because that's where they're pumping shit into. Because like Velodrome, and XLM, they're all networked in on that XLM network. And then with Ondo Finance, BlackRock working with Ripple on the XRP ledger to create their fucking stable coins of what they're fucking minting out. It's like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and jump on this stuff real quick. So
yeah, get into it, folks. Let's continue though.
Can't even make that argument.
Zero. And the only comfort that I can have, Glenn, and I was thinking about this yesterday, for the rest, because they took away his security detail. He's finished. He has to pay for his own security, which is good. For the rest of his life, Glenn, anytime he looks out of the window or he's outside in public, he's always going to be like this. At least I have that comfort, because how many people's lives he ruined, how many kids' lives have been ruined, and how many people freaking died that they couldn't go to their grandfathers and grandparents' funerals because that scumbag knowingly knew what he was doing.
Well, I hope that nothing happens to him except he goes to jail.
No, I want him in prison for the rest of his life, but he's going to be nervous everywhere he goes for the rest of his life.
I hope he gets.
Yeah, when everybody
then he tried to pump into people and he mutates into a rat and not Master Splinter.
Boy, you stupid. So let's go into let's see what they're saying on here about Trump.
And this is trumpet.
This is not something that people want.
What'd you say?
I said there goes that man.
Yep.
And it's
he got a child there too.
So it's just something we've got to fix.
So on this, I think they said they found ghost checks or checks to people that are dead for over 150 years of ghost checks in the Treasury, which is crazy.
And they're also going to address the deficit. So
I wonder one thing about Elon's son, though.
What?
I said I just wonder if Elon's son is a clone, because I've not known for him that he was married beforehand, wasn't he?
He had kids with a chick that just worked for him, bro.
Okay, hey, look.
He said he just they made an agreement. You know what I'm saying? She had the guy. I guess she had like genes that he liked or some shit. He like, fuck that shit. Let me just have some kids.
Yep,
I heard about that shit the other day. I was looking at some shit about Elon. He's been married a few times, like 3 times.
Okay.
I think he got like 12 to 16 kids, something like that. Then they got a lot of fuck kids.
No wonder.
We don't do something about the deficit. The country's going bankrupt. I mean, it's really astounding that.
And really, what's crazy is that one of his wives got 20 million in the settlement. One of his ex-wives. And this nigga's still a billionaire. So this shit ain't even barely a chip out his fucking. You know what I'm saying? So when you got that much money, I'm gonna tell you like this: if I got that much money, you damn right I'm having a lot of fucking kids.
Yep.
A lot of motherfucking kids.
I'm not gonna be worried about that.
And every one of them jokers gonna have a goddamn what you call it, a motherfucking trust. When they hit 21 here, have your fun, shit.
That's why I'm getting into crypto
It's
now.
the Defense Department budget, which is shocking because we've got we spend a lot of money on defense, but and if that just keeps going, we're essentially going to bankrupt the country. So what I really want to say is like it's not optional for us to reduce the federal expenses. It's essential. It's essential for America to remain solvent as a country, and it's essential for America to have the resources necessary to provide.
Now this is being provided by Anton Smith. Anton. So you can follow Anton, not Anton Smith, Anton Daniels. I'm tripping. Anton Daniels and Anton Daniels on YouTube. Okay, you can follow him there. But this is just very interesting. You're gonna hear him start talking about it. But as you can see, Elon's in the Oval Office, and they're talking about all of the expenditures that they've been finding, all this wasteful spending as they're going through the Treasury, and they've already been going through USAID. That was last week. This Treasury shit now. Dead people getting checks, y'all.
Things to its citizens and not simply be servicing vast amounts of debt.
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million?
Here we go. Some of the stuff that you found.
In tacos, so I'm happy.
Huh?
I just made some late night Dominican tacos. So I'm happy.
Oh shit! But yeah, but basically, y'all, he's about to talk about stuff they found. Listen up.
Right. Well, we
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who
Yeah.
walked away with what?
Walked away with 30 million.
Before we get
30
into that,
million.
This is basic math and basic economics. I wouldn't expect for liberals to be okay with Trump and Musk being friends, as well as Elon Musk being the richest man in the world, not having a vested interest other than really wanting to see the United States of America do well, audit the federal government.
That's what I don't get. A lot of these Democrats tripping, and I'm not talking about the fucking congressmen and senators. We talking about just your regular everyday Democrat walking the street complaining that he has access. This nigga's a billionaire. He don't need to steal your money.
Really don't.
He does not need your money. Neither does anybody. Neither does anybody that work for him, Jody. Y'all worrying about all this shit, and you got the bitch down the street that you go get payday loans from, cause your ass broke as fuck. You go getting payday loans down the street, and they got all access to all your shit, and you ain't worrying about them having it, but you worrying about fucking Elon having it shit.
And
seriously,
are you invested in his stock?
Nigga, you gay. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
Right. Once again, nigga, you gay. What the fuck? That's what I don't get. These jokers stupid, man. Why y'all acting like this? This gonna be me.
All I'm saying, you gotta enjoy your motherfucking life. That's all the fuck I'm saying.
Shit.
Because A, they're emotional, and B, most people that operate in this liberal mindset have expectations for large government and for the government to take care of them, and they're not really good fiscally. Like, they're not good financially. They don't look at everything from a business perspective. They think that the government should be participating in every aspect of their life. So this doesn't resonate with them. You know, when you say $36 trillion in debt, $1 to $2 trillion in interest payments every single year, that exceeds the Defense Department's budget, and it's continuing to go up and it's continuing to balloon. They don't care nothing about that. Oh man, everybody can rob you, get more government jobs of DEI and all of this stuff.
Yeah, they don't care nothing about that because that's above their head. They don't understand that the more money the government goddamn finds out about and basically cuts down on, and you get rid of this wasteful spending and shit, the more money we can invest in our own fucking shit.
Right.
We talking about government. We ain't talking about private institutions. We talking about just the government.
But people are that stupid, bro. So I mean, hey.
Exactly.
Just gotta.
Because I hope we get to a point where we can tell the IRS, fuck y'all.
That's what I hope too, because it's a private
You
entity.
just take money. It's a private entity.
Yep.
Just let me go ahead on and let's let America build up on tariffs. Get rid of this damn income tax so that we can all be straight. Now, if you're gonna be stupid about it, you ain't gonna be straight. But we can all be straight. And even if you're gonna continue to be stupid about it, just don't vote more of this Democrat shit in. Let us just ride out for at least 2 terms. Let Trump get in there. Let somebody else that believe the same shit get in there after Trump. Maybe JD Vance, and maybe he gets 2 terms. Let that shit ride out for 12 years, like the goddamn Democrats been riding out for 12 years. I'll take JD Vance. I will too.
And so when we strip it down and we right-size the government so that we can start to pay off the debt, similar to, we don't want to be in a position where we have to.
Check this out. What if it's JD Vance, right, for president, and fucking Tulsi Gabbard's his fucking vice president?
Ooh.
Because she's the director of national security right now, and he's vice president. Now Rubio is the state. Now he's probably gonna want to run because Rubio's state, what they call it? He's the what they call it? What do they call it, man? He's state. I'm drawing a blank too, man. I'm drawing a blank. But if, like, for instance, like they have an order of they got an order of if the president is assassinated, who takes charge, and is president. If he's assassinated, vice president takes charge. If the vice president is assassinated, then the person that's behind the vice president is where Mark Rubio is. I just can't remember the name of the position. It's because you have an attorney general, you have, which is behind that. So attorney general will be number 4, if I'm not mistaken. Number 3 is it's director of State Department. That's not what it's called though. Mark Rubio is something else, but I'm gonna figure it out. Let me just keep playing this, and I'll just look it up.
File for bankruptcy as a nation. You know what I'm saying? And so while we have irresponsible members of Congress that doesn't do anything, you finally got some people that'll do something for the American people, and hopefully we'll be operating at a budget. Not at a budget deficit, but we'll be operating at a surplus. And
Secretary of State. So Mark Rubio's Secretary of State. So that's when you talk about the next election. If let's say that JD Vance don't run, then they're gonna be looking at Mark Rubio because he was Secretary of State, or they'll be looking at they'll be looking for JD Vance to choose Mark Rubio as vice president. So you can have either JD Vance, Mark Rubio vice president, or JD Vance, Tulsi Gabbard vice president, or you may have JD Vance and Mark Rubio. They run. Mark Rubio might run for president later in the future and have Tulsi Gabbard as his vice president. But I think at this point in time, I think Tulsi Gabbard is going to be somebody you're going to look at as being up there for presidential. She might be. Hell, Keith Hegseth, he might run in the future. They saying Donald Trump Jr. is going to run sometime in the future, but I don't think it's his time. You got too many people that are a little bit more trustworthy than him. He has some smudges on his damn record. He's got some smudges that you'd be like, from the first Trump administration, he's not like that person that you want to put up there that's like almost like a shiny nickel. Tulsi Gabbard is one of them people you want to put up there as like a shiny nickel, because you can't really say, what has she done wrong? Like, they have to really probably dig deep to see, to try to make her look bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? More so than JD Vance. So I would say if I was the Republicans, I'd be like, the more simple choice with anything is to have fucking JD Vance run and her be vice president, or it might be if Vivek wins this Ohio governorship, he might be somebody in the future you look to. But I think JD Vance would be the front runner for be the presidential nominee, and I think Tulsa would be a good vice president, or Vivek Swamy. He might be a good vice president. That dude's on point. Yeah.
Position, but let's continue to hear what Elon Musk has to say. This woman that got 30 million, that's crazy.
We do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position.
Exactly. See, this was what Max had mentioned. What was it? A few days ago.
Yeah.
He said, "How the fuck?" No, when we was on the call the other day, he was like, "How the fuck you got you making a 6-figure salary, which is what they pay in Washington to the congressmen, senators. You got some of their staff are making low 6 figures. They're making high 6 figures or mid 6 figures. Maybe not high, but like mid. Because you got to think the president gets like $250,000 a year. Some congressmen in the ones and stuff. That's what you're getting. And he's talking about, but you got your net worth has grown by millions. Like, how the fuck is that happen? How the fuck is that happening?
Which is, what happened with USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take.
Hold on, little man. You got to cover your mouth. Yeah, that is true. How do you accumulate tens of millions of dollars in net worth, but you got a $200,000 salary? Shout out to Congress. Shout out to Nancy Pelosi.
Investment advice, perhaps. But just there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from? And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at taxpayer expense. That's the honest truth of it. So we're looking at say,
but your everyday run of the mill Democrat out here in the freaking world, complaining all on Facebook, been attacking me, telling me my mindset's fucked up. These motherfuckers don't understand that this joker is trying to help you out. You over there complaining about him having access. Oh, you got a fucked up mindset. You just believe anything that Trump and them saying. I'm like, no, dumbass. I research stuff.
Yeah, there's a difference between being a
and you over there being emotional, talking about somebody being racist and him throwing up a damn Roman salute. Yo, dumbass. Don't understand. You better be on point, have your eyes open, and just goddamn follow what the fuck going on. Get clued into certain financial shit they talking about so you can come up. But no, you too busy worrying about somebody being racist.
And I mean, if anything, if we want to really tell the truth about it, Hitler actually liked us Melanites. It was the other individuals that he was kicking out due to the fact to where what's happening over here in the United States was happening over there in Europe. And that's the reason why, like, the burning books and stuff was for transgenderism and other stuff. When you actually look at the actual fucking history of it, it wasn't us that he was getting rid of. He likes us. Why do you think they like us over there in Germany? Hello. Yes, there's racism all across the world, but relatively speaking, it wasn't us. So that's, man, come on. These motherfuckers are stupid.
I mean, folks don't understand. They want to call somebody racist when Trump sent his own private jet to go get Mandela.
Trump is the only fucking president that did something for us. Obama didn't do a damn thing for us, but President Trump did. So fuck out of here with this shit.
Well, allegedly, the reason why Obama did so much for the LGBTQ rights. Oh, and don't they put a plus on the end? Yeah. Allegedly, the reason why they say the reason why he did so much for their rights is because of Michelle or Michael or whatever you want to call him. Allegedly, that's what they say. The reason why he did so much for their rights is because he was married to one.
Of course. So he gonna have to appeal, because if not, why ain't you this? Why ain't you that? Why ain't you do this? You know that we gonna need to do that. That's the reason why they had that push so much, and why underneath that one and underneath Biden, why it was pushed. You notice the moment that Trump came out, now that he's president, notice where they were bitching and fussing. Now they're awfully quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're quiet.
Mm-hmm. Quiet as hell.
What about my rights? What rights? What are you talking about?
Soon as that shit happened with the gender change and fucking on congressional making it only recognizing male and female, you ain't heard shit from him.
Nope.
Ain't heard shit. Because really and truly, man, that's that you have to look at it from you have to look at it logically and be like, okay, if people are actually around here thinking that they're born something that they really aren't, it has to be something mental that they're going through. So we can't be changing all these laws to help y'all out unless we evaluate what's going on with you first. Because this is totally out of ordinary. This is not something that's normal. Stop trying to normalize it. Because y'all shit is changing the Constitution. That's the thing. We are a constitutional republic. We're under the Constitution. We are not a democracy. We are a republic.
About it too, that's the real kicker. They can't reproduce, so you have to recruit in order to get other people in the midst, which means if they don't recruit, they don't fucking exist. Hello, that's the only reason why you're even there. And then because they're poisoning, and yes, I'm saying that because that's what it is. They're poisoning the mentality of individuals, making them think that there's something else from what they are. Beforehand, remember that wasn't going on with that at all. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. We can make it even simpler than that. You don't really get taught human sexuality or physiology or none of that shit to you in middle school. Like, and that's home economics. Like, they don't really teach you health class like with sexuality shit until, if I'm not mistaken, they ain't talk about sexual transmitted diseases and all that shit until like college first year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you're an adult then. 18, you're an adult now. They don't teach you that health class shit when you're young. So we talking about heterosexual sexual development and health. It's not taught until college years. But let's go ahead and fact check that then. When is sexual education introduced in schools? What level? Let's see what it says. Sexual education was introduced to school in the United States as early as 1920s. No, I'm not looking for that. I'm talking about when is it taught? When is sexual education introduced or taught? What level? Okay, what level? I'll just put it like, what grade level?
Yeah.
What grade level is sexual education offered? So it says here, sexual education offered to students in grades 7 to 12. National Sexual Education Standard provide guidance to schools on what to teach in each grade level to help reduce sexual harassment and assault and raise a generation of young people committed to culture of consent. That's grade 7 to 12. So at grade 7, my son is going to grade 4 next year. Now he is only 8, so he's becoming 9 in March. So grade 7, if I'm not mistaken, that's the age of about, let's see, that's age, isn't that 10?
Yeah, around 10, 11.
That's 10. My son is in the 3rd grade, but he's 8 years old. So that's 3 plus 5 is 8. So 7 plus 5, 12. You're 12 years old, grade 7.
Yeah.
12 years old, which I think is appropriate because now you're starting to go through goddamn puberty. Your adolescent starting at 12, you're adolescent now. Girls have already started puberty at this time. Guys started around there, about 13, 14. So that's appropriate to start that. But you got to understand this damn transgender, this all of that shit. They was trying to introduce that shit to elementary school kids.
Yeah, so that way
this shit is demonic.
That's the only way to recruit them.
Exactly. Trying to get them before they know what's going on with themselves. Trying to get them to know about gender hormonal therapy to change your gender and shit.
No child need to know about that damn.
No, I don't need to know about that shit. So that shit is unconstitutional, man.
That's why it's like
we are a constitutional republic, man. We are a republic. We are not a democracy. We are a republic that we practice democracy, but we are a republic. We are not a democracy. And so each state has their own laws, but we're still under the federal government, but we're under constitutional law.
Right.
we just if you look at say Treasury, for example.
Which, by the way, I must mention, all of these judges talking about they blocking this and they pausing this on executive orders. That's actually unconstitutional. Because the only power that the judicial branch has over the executive branch is federally, they can put an impeachment on or have an impeachment of the president. But Congress has to vote on the impeachment. It has to start in Congress.
They ain't not about to impeach that man because he's
So in other words, a judge can't just come out in any state and say, I am pausing this in my state. You can't do that shit because he has an executive order. You can't even touch that shit. That's unconstitutional for any judge to pause. All they can do as a judge is deem what he has done as unconstitutional. They can do that. They can strike down his executive order, but they can't stop it.
Right.
That's all they can do. And then Congress has to go and has to vote on it to stop something. So all this shit these judges doing, that shit is unconstitutional.
Basic controls that should be in place, that are in place in any company, such as making sure that any given payment has a payment categorization code, that there is a comment field that describes the payment, and that if a payment is on the do not pay list, that you don't actually pay it. None of those things are true currently. So the reason that departments can't pass audits is because the payments don't have a categorization code. It's like just a massive number of blank checks just flying out the building. So you can't reconcile blank checks. You've got comment fields that are also blank, so you don't know why the payment was made. And then we've got this truly absurd, a do not pay list, which can take up to a year before an organization to get on the do not pay list. And this, we're talking about terrorist organizations, we're talking about known fraudsters, known aspects of waste, known things that do not match any congressional appropriation. It can take up to a year to get on the list. And even once on the list is not used. It's mind-blowing. So what we're talking about here, we're really just talking about adding common sense controls that should be present, that haven't been present. So they say, like, well, how could such a thing arise? That seems crazy.
Y'all understanding what he's saying?
Yep.
Like you can't reconcile a check that ain't got that's blank. So some of the shit we can't reconcile, but we can stop it. And then now he's talking about putting controls in that are gonna stay, that makes sense. Like always, you can't fucking send out a check if they ain't got no blank. That would be a control. You can't send out no checks unless they have some way of tracing it. Can't trace that bitch, we ain't sending that shit out.
Nope.
Plain and simple.
When you understand that really everything is geared towards complaint minimization, so that then you understand the motivations. So if people receive money, they don't complain, obviously. But if people don't receive money,
you could tell this nigga smart as fuck by the way he talking.
Yeah,
most folks don't talk like this.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know.
I can understand him, of course. I can totally follow him, but
see,
I don't talk like him. You know what I'm saying?
That's my thing. I like to emulate that type of speech and articulation, especially when it comes to settings. So, like when I'm reading the crypto.
But at the same time, though, this nigga has Asperger's. Though I'm not gonna totally follow what he does. I'm not gonna totally follow how he says it, but he does. I'm not gonna totally say it like he said because he has Asperger's. But at the same time, so that means he's not social. So he's not gonna put it to you like a layman is gonna understand it. I'm gonna talk to you like a layman is gonna understand it, but he's not gonna talk to you like a layman because he's not a layman.
they do complain, and the fraudsters complain the loudest and the fastest. So then when you understand that, then it makes sense. Oh, that's why everything they approve all the payments at Treasury, because if you approve all the payments, you don't get complaints.
This is insane, bro. It is absolutely mind-blowing to think. Well, it's not mind-blowing because it's almost like we all knew the whole time, but for whatever reason, we tried to act like it didn't exist.
Man, I already knew.
If you're doing it the right way and you have to pay this egregious amount of taxes to know that somebody else is getting all of y'all tax money, so much, bro.
My whole time I've been saying to myself, dude, it's been more and more apparent to me the older I get I pay taxes on my so if you get paid a check, you got FICA, you got Social Security, you got fucking. If you just look at your check and see the taxes that you got to pay on that bitch, you be like, okay, so this is going to my Social Security, this is going to this is going to my 401k. Okay, that's not a tax. I got state tax, got federal tax coming out your check. Then later on in the year, or as you go day to day, you got taxes coming out of everything that you purchase. It's called sales tax. So that's two taxes, right? That's three taxes. You got state tax. Let's just keep it simple. You got state tax, federal tax, then you got sales tax. And sales tax is different in whatever city you in and whatever goddamn state you in. Sales tax is gonna be different. Okay. So everywhere you go, sales tax is gonna be different from town to town, city to city, county to county. Georgia state tax is gonna be different from whatever state you in. Florida don't have state tax. Then you got fucking federal tax. Okay, you got all that shit, right? Then you got to go fucking file taxes. So you file taxes, right? That's another tax they take away when you go pay for your taxes to get filed so they can tell you what you owe on your federal and your state taxes. The fuck? So we got to get, and then once again, you got a sales tax on that. So you got a sales tax on you purchasing, or you fucking going to H&R Block, or you going to motherfucking Jackson Hewitt, or your personal tax person. You got to pay them to do your taxes, and you got to pay sales tax on the fee that you pay them to do your taxes.
Right.
So that's 4 taxes there. So now you pay 4 taxes. Then you had a fee to pay for them to do your taxes, and then you get in the mail what your taxes you got to pay that year, or if you get a refund. If you get a refund. The Baidu is actually voluntary to pay your taxes because the federal government is going to already go ahead and file your taxes for you anyway, even if you don't file. Even if you don't file, they file taxes for you. You know that, right?
Yep.
They just base it off of controls when you don't file yourself. They file you like you did this, and then they look up your information. They say, oh, you claimed this. Okay, so they're going to file taxes for them. Then they tell you how much you got to pay. Ain't that some shit? And we were started as a country. We went to war over a 2% sales tax. We went to war over a 2% tea tax. A tax on tea, y'all. That's the Boston Tea Party. We dumped tea in the fucking harbor because they had us paying a 2% tax, y'all. And we sitting here okay with paying sales tax, state tax, federal tax, taxes on whenever we purchase shit, taxes on when we file our taxes. And then they tell us how much we got to pay in federal and state tax that we've already paid out of our check for the whole year. So basically, they going back and looking and seeing if you paid taxes properly, because they take taxes out your check based on what you file as a person, whether you married, whether you single, whether you got 2 or 3 dependents, all of that shit. That's what they take out your check, and then they go back and make you file again to make sure you wasn't fucking filing different than when you supposed to file, so they can make sure they take the money that they were supposed to get out of the citizens who are staying in a country that was founded on the fact that we didn't want to pay no fucking taxes. Ain't that some bullshit?
Now we're saying that, no, actually, we are going to complain. If money is spent badly, if your taxpayer dollars are not spent in a sensible improvement.
And now our taxpayer dollars, they tax us so much on, is being spent wastefully in certain ways that we do not agree upon as free citizens of the republic, that we vote these people into office, and they are misusing our funds, and you guys are complaining about somebody being fucking racist, allegedly.
Right.
See how lost black people are in this country. I'm a West African American. I'm not a black person. I'm not a black American. No, I'm a West African American. I'm a West African American of Mende tribal descent, Kota, TK, Sogo, and Sogo, TK, and a TK, Sogo, and Kota tribes. and Mende tribes. That's my descent from West Africa, which is a place where the tribe of Judah settled in after the last Roman invasion of Jerusalem. I am also of Hebrew descent because of that, statistically. So you can talk all so I'm not a dumbass, a foundational Black American who's over here complaining about fucking people supposedly being racist.
Nope.
I'm keeping my ear to the street and I'm fucking paying attention that they're doing stuff to help America where we stay. Our country. 'Tis of thee.
No matter.
Puss ass.
That's not okay. Your tax dollars need to be spent wisely.
Exactly.
That matter to the people.
Exactly.
I mean, these things, like, it's just common sense. It's not. It's not for
common sense, which is not common anymore, and you can tell by the way Black people are acting because of this damn election. All y'all,
Nigga, you gay.
basically, all y'all.
Nigga, you gay.
I'm serious.
Nigga, you gay.
All y'all, the way y'all acting stupid, just stupid. Wake the fuck up. Everybody that's woke is still asleep. Everybody that's woke sleep as hell. That woke left this agenda, y'all sleep as hell. They just trying to keep y'all asleep by saying you woke. You ain't woke. You not woke. I'm out the matrix. That's the proper term. Are you out the matrix? I'm out that bitch.
draconian or radical. I think it's
yes. We're so close to getting up out that hole too, dog. We're so close to getting up out this damn thing.
We're already mentally out the matrix. We physically gonna be out
here,
this bitch.
Yeah, we're put it like this: we're spiritually, mentally, and we're about to be financially out of the matrix. And the part is going to happen, but all the other stuff, because it's already written for us to be there, because that is where, and I see it like this: that's where God has called for us to go and for where us to be at, which is in other lands, so that way we can still prosper and we can grow. Because we can't grow and prosper in a land where it's fighting against us. And God did, I forgot exactly who it was, but he told him to go to other lands so that way he can be married and he can have his offspring. And when he went and did that, God blessed him. That's the same thing like Andre from Andre and Andrea's Crossing has stated in regards to it. And like that shit hit. I'm like, that's the reason why I don't have any children here. I'm not married. I'm focused on getting my life together. And because of the type of individual that I am, I'm not about to put up with no bullshit or nothing else like that. Like those bullshit motherfuckers avoid me like the plague. Like they cannot stand me. And I like that. I'd rather for them to avoid me so that way I can have the quality women of class and marriage material approach me, or me be able to see that within them after vetting properly, so that way I can go forth. All that extra shit, I'm not about to waste my time, resources, mentality, energy, none of that shit. You can go kick rocks, go do that to a sap.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'll say this for those of y'all who still are not in the know. So basically, look at it like this: we all God's children. If you have melanin in you, you are God. You are already of Hebrew descent and don't really realize that shit. You God's children already. Now, we've been growing up saying that if you accept Jesus Christ, you are in Abraham's seed. You are in Abraham's lineage. But they skipping the fact that we are actually Hebrew. See, they just said they said already, and that's part of the white man's agenda when it came to Christianity, saying you had to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior before you be engrafted in Hebrew Abraham's seed. But in all actuality, and I'm not saying don't accept Jesus, so don't get it twisted, because Jesus is part of this. Jesus is part of this. You have to be a follower of Jesus, but at the same time, that is Yeshua. That is Yeshua. That is his Hebrew name, Yeshua. And so us being Hebrew, we are under Yahweh. Yahweh's God. Yeshua is his son, who is also God. So looking at that, he said in the beginning, he said for us to multiply. In the Old Testament, he told us to multiply and to have dominion over the land. So wherever you put your foot, you have dominion over. So he's saying go out and go into other lands. So we were put into America by being descendants of slaves or people that came over the Bering Strait, regardless of how your people got here. you're supposed to go and conquer other lands too. So us being blue book gentlemen, we've already decided we're gonna go and live somewhere else other than America. So also, if you're looking at the Bible biblically, America's not in any of none of the apocalyptic last day prophecies. America's not a part of it. None of that.
Nope.
We're supposed to return back to Jerusalem. That's where we're supposed to go back. And whether you say you African or you Black American, regardless, you're supposed to go back. You're supposed to go back. So I'm going to Dominican Republic, and it'll be other places too, because I won't land in Sierra Leone. That's another part of my destiny, of my calling, is to go back. It belongs to us. Go back. America don't belong to us, regardless of who you are. America is not the final resting place. That's not where you're supposed to stay. This was a land that was discovered by Black folk. Now, we did discover this bit, but nobody was here. Nobody was here. You can go back and study that shit about Pangea. It was one continent long time ago before people was even walking on the land. Pangea. Then the continental plates shifted and boom. Then the place separated. Bering Strait. That's how people got over here. This land was discovered by nobody until the Black people came over and fucking in canoes and shit. Discovered this shit 3 centuries before Columbus even came over to this bitch. Sure. So there are Black people that's over here that were not part of the slave trade. But for them to say that there was no slave trade is bullshit. And also to say that America was Africa. No, fuck it wasn't, man. Look at Africa. Look at there's more temples over here, but it's not because this is Africa. It's because people came over here on the Bering Strait. They were over there in Africa, whether they came by canoe or the Bering Strait, and they built temples and pyramids. That's what they knew how to do. Wasn't the fact that this was Africa before? No. We discovered, yes, but this wasn't Africa. Look at how the minerals are distributed on the crust. In the crust, and you can tell, anybody will tell you the continent of Africa is the richest continent mineral wise in the world. Why do you think so many countries in Europe were fucking splitting up the continent of Africa? They got together, they met 8 countries. They got together and they met to talk about how they was going to split up the continent of Africa when it comes to colonization. Look it up. So on the history books, all information is at your fingertips. Look it up. Africa is the richest continent mineral-wise in the world. Nigeria is the richest African country on that continent, and they have a lot of minerals. Gabon is a country that is affiliated with my paternal ancestry. It is on the equator. Gabon has 80% of that fucking country is not forested. It's been untouched. That means the damn land up underneath that forest has been untouched. Ain't no telling what's under that shit.
Right.
Hey, don't tell it. Sierra Leone, my maternal ancestry. That's where I will be. There was a guy. I wish I had the YouTube video of that shit. When it comes to building a house in Africa, as far as building a house here in America, oh my nigga, if I can find that before we get off tonight, I will show y'all that shit. The materials are so much better. The construction is so much better. The walls are not made of wood hollowed out with fucking sheetrock. Their walls are made of concrete. You can build a privacy wall around your whole fucking property, where people can't just come and walk up to your front door like they can do in America. Think about it. Fucking what did they used to do? You had to put up a sign in your neighborhood to say no soliciting for people not to walk up to your front door, and they can still do it too. They can still, because that don't motherfucking excuse Jehovah's Witness. Supposedly they're not soliciting. Supposedly, quote unquote, they're not soliciting.
Yes,
so they can walk up to your front door. But quote, because they are soliciting, but that's why I said quote unquote they're not soliciting. They are soliciting, but the thing is this: it does not fall with under soliciting. So, like, they're not selling a product,
right?
They're selling a religion or a mindset. So they can come up to your door still in America,
right?
Even if you got an HOA that says no soliciting, they can still come up to your door. But in Africa, my point is, in Africa, you have a privacy wall, not fence, wall around your fucking house with a gate. They can't just walk up. They gotta report into your gate man. And you told your gate man, I don't want nobody coming up to my shit. Or you might not have a gate man. You just didn't told their ass you don't know. You just don't go answer the gate. They can't fuck with your shit. They can leave pamphlets at your gate. That's it.
Each of the expenditures and say, is this actually in the best interest of the people? And if it is, it's approved. If it's not, we should think about it. So, there's crazy things like just cursory examination of Social Security, and we've got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone who's 150? I don't know. Okay. They should be on the Guinness Book of World Records. They're missing out. So, that's the case where, like, I think they're probably dead. It's my guess. Or they should be very famous, one of the two. And then there are a whole bunch of Social Security payments where there's no identifying information. Well, like, why is there no identifying information? Obviously, we want to make sure that people who deserve to receive Social Security do receive it, and that they receive it quickly and accurately.
That's insane, bro.
Also, another crazy thing. So, one of the things is, like, we are trying to sort of right-size the federal bureaucracy, just make sure that this. Obviously, there needs to be a lot of people working for the federal government, but not as many as currently. So we're saying, let's if people can retire, with full benefits and everything, that would be good. They can retire, get their retirement payments, everything. And then we were told, this is actually, I think, a great anecdote, because we're told that the most number of people that could retire possibly in a month is 10,000. We're like, well, why is that? Well, because all the retirement paperwork is manual on paper. It's manual.
This is insane. This is the craziest shit that I've seen in a long time. Dog, if this ain't the biggest fraud in history, this is the biggest fraud in history, in the history of our country, in my lifetime, certainly. This is absolutely crazy, bro.
Then it goes down a mine. And like, what do you mean a mine? Like, yeah, there's a limestone mine where we store all the retirement paperwork.
What?
And you look at a picture of this mine. We'll post some pictures afterwards. And this mine looks like something out of the 50s because it was started in 1955. So it looks like it's like a time warp. And then the speed, the limiting factor is the speed at which the mine shaft elevator can move determines how many people can retire from the federal government.
No freaking way. What in the world is happening in the United States of the Americas? Yo, we need to drain this swamp ASAP. Jeez. Oh my gosh. No way that this is happening the way that, like, I knew it was bad, but good God, when we started to get these reports and we get some transparency, this is going to be the worst thing that we've ever seen in history. Oh. Oh my God. Y'all tap into the Patreon. Make sure you link up. That link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off life. We're going to talk about this on the Millionaire Morning Show in the morning. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Ain't that crazy, man? I was sitting there trying to find this stuff dealing with building your home in Africa. Building your home in Africa, man. I could not find that shit, man. But hold on. Here's something else they was talking about as well.
I'll tell him to go here, go there. He does it. He's got a very capable group of people. Very, very capable. They know what they're doing. They'll ask questions and they'll see immediately as somebody gets tongue-tied that they're either crooked or don't know what they're doing. We have very smart people going in. So I've instructed them go into education, go into military, go into other things as we go along. And they're finding massive amounts of fraud, abuse, waste, all of these things. So, but I will pick a target and I say go in.
As Musk's team uncovers deeper layers of financial irregularities, Republicans in Congress are pushing for full-scale investigations, independent audits, and potential criminal prosecutions.
So, folks, they're going to get these people that have been misusing our money. They're going to get them. So GOP lawmakers push for full-scale probes in the government financial scandals. And we're going to see this shit come out, y'all, this year.
And inflation continuing to strain American households, the Trump administration
is straining American households, and these people are complaining about somebody having access to the financial records to draw down on every department to make sure that they find where the spending is going, and they're sitting there freaking fussing about it. So, guys, pay attention to the congressmen and the senators that are out there fussing, like Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Maxine Waters. Those people that you see out there, those are the motherfuckers that are out there that are spending your money or pocketing it. They're the corrupt ones.
Yeah,
pay attention.
They the ones taking their fucking money while they sitting up here hooping and hollering along with them. They the ones stealing your money, dumbasses.
Look at how much their net worth is, and look at how much they make, and you tell me if that shit fair or not.
Boy, I promise you, the one thing that I will make sure that my children most definitely have is critical thinking skills. And I see this is why. This
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy. Oh, and by the way, man, I just want to let you know your audio has been pristine the whole. So however you do it today, always do it like that. Your audio has been pristine today.
Oh, I've been doing it all from the laptop now. So I've stopped using the what's to call it, but I only use laptops since we've been broadcasting.
That's good. That's good. That's perfect. Perfect.
Bet. Okay.
Improper payments across government programs, exposing what experts are calling one of the largest cases.
For fiscal year 2022, 18 agencies reported an estimated $247 billion, that's with a B, in improper payments across 82 programs. Approximately 78% of this total, about $194 billion, were supported by the 5 program areas. Medicaid, $81 billion. Medicare, $47 billion. The Paycheck Protection Program, $29 billion. Unemployment insurance, $19 billion. And 5 earned income tax credit, $18 billion. However, the $247 billion total does not include estimates for certain risk-susceptible programs, such as the Department of Labor's Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program and the Department of Agriculture Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. So basically, during the pandemic, people, some of these programs were created and money was laundered through these programs. You hear that? And this was created, or this was laundered during the Biden administration. Now, were these programs started with ill will? I'm not going to say that. I think they did these programs for the betterment of us during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what has been going on since then? And this is talking about fiscal year 2022. This wasn't during Trump's first administration. This is during Biden's administration right here that they're talking about. Well, all this misuse of money from the people y'all put in office, Democrats. Y'all fattening y'all pockets, and the American people, you've freaking mind fucked them so much that they think that you guys are for their betterment, and so now they're defending your fucking bad fucking actions. And y'all out there hollering and screaming because you know your pocket's about to go fucking broke from all the corruption. It's going because it's getting found and it's getting shown that y'all ain't shit.
It's fraud, waste, abuse, but it's a tremendous fraud. And what Elon and his group of geniuses have found is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Underscores a growing sentiment that the Biden administration turned a blind eye to
They probably, I'll say this to come to the defense of the Biden administration. They've turned a blind eye. I will agree to that. Because I think it's at the congressional level, these certain congressmen are in these committees that are linked to these funds. Those are the people you got to look at, which is why I'm glad Trump is coming up. Our president is coming up with term limits. Solution. Term limits for these fucking crooked ass congressmen and senators.
Funds.
I'll tell him to go here, go there. He does it. He's got a very capable group of people. Very, very capable. They know what they're doing. They'll ask questions and they'll see immediately as somebody gets tongue-tied that they're either crooked or don't know what they're doing. We have very smart people going in. So I've instructed him go into education, go into military, go into other things as we go along. And they're finding massive amounts of fraud, abuse, waste, all of these things. So, but I will pick out a target and I say go in.
As Musk's team uncovers deeper layers of financial irregularities, Republicans in Congress are pushing.
Yeah, so that folks, y'all gotta just wake the fuck up. Just wake the fuck up, man. I just wish people would just wake the fuck up, man. Please, folks. Just wake up. That's all I ask. That's all I fucking ask. Just wake the hell up. Let's look at this real quick too, and then we're gonna end this for the night.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for watching.
Told sources that are familiar here that the numbers are quote too effing low. So when it comes to these numbers,
So basically,
and the president may have said,
Trump is not happy with the numbers of the deportation. He wants more.
and publicly that he wasn't frustrated, but behind closed doors, he expressed that he wants more arrests. And he actually told sources that are familiar here that the numbers are, quote, too effing low.
That's what I like about Trump. He's just a regular dude. He's at too effing low. They need to be more.
So when it comes to these numbers, something that we're tracking here, Borders are Tom Homan saying that he is pushing for higher numbers while still prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats. But here's the thing. Homan isn't happy with the numbers either. In fact, he wants to see them triple. Take a listen to what he told our Kelly Meyer this morning.
Is the president happy with the number of arrests?
I'm not. The arrest, you look at the arrest and if you're enforcing about 3 times higher than you would hope today. 3 times higher is good. But I'm not satisfied. There's more criminal aliens that need to be arrested. Hundreds of thousands. Sanctuary cities are putting roadblocks up. We got beats.
I know it's hard to understand. He's saying he's not satisfied. He says he's got a lot of criminals that need to be arrested. It needs to be triple. They talking about triple illegal deportations, people. Triple in illegal immigrants being deported. Not what people there are considering or what they're protesting on is people being deported. They're protesting thinking that they're deporting people that are not illegals, as well as separating families. No, he's already said, if you're illegal in this country, we are not going to separate you from your family. Since you're illegal and you're not considering your family in this, how about you and your whole family get the fuck on?
Yup.
Get the fuck on. And I do not agree. I totally agree with that. We ain't got to separate your family.
All y'all can go.
All y'all can get the fuck on.
Yep.
We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna separate you. Just get the fuck on. Mama, abuela, abuelito, fucking tia, tio, primo, cousins, all that shit. Get the hell on.
We need to increase the arrests of everybody, especially those who are putting up positions. So we're going to continue. So 3 times higher is good. The numbers are good. For me, not good. We got good.
So you heard him there. He's not satisfied. Homan, meantime, says that they need congressional funding to be successful in these efforts. They need bed space. Right now, they're utilizing government resources like Fort Bliss. We know Guantanamo Bay is receiving some flights, but they're also leaning on states like Georgia.
So we need more congressional funding. So if this does not continue and the funding is stopped or halted, pay attention in primary to motherfuckers when the primary vote come out. Primary they ass. Get them jokers out of there. Vote them out. You voted for President Trump to come in. You can see by the Electoral College vote and the popular vote, most of America is in agreement with what Donald Trump wants for this country, which is protection, which is getting these illegals out of here. So if Congress needs to give more funding, the funding is not awarded, which it should be, because there is a majority rule in the Congress of Republicans, a majority rule of Republicans in the Senate. So we should have funding for this. If we don't get funding, then you need to primary them jokers at the primary. Just primary them up out of there.
Georgia, we were able to confirm that the prison in Atlanta is actually being used to house illegal immigrants marked for deportation as well. Now, in order to actually help cover more ground here, because not just bed space that is an issue, we've seen all these different agencies jump in to help, and you can count on the IRS as well here, Nicole, because the Department of Homeland Security actually is seeking to deputize some of its IRS agents, namely the ones that have an investigative background, so can actually help out with some of these ICE arrests and jump in. So that is one effort that they're making to kind of get to that 12 to 1,500 number that you heard them talking about there.
Boy. That's all I want y'all to see. I don't, that dude gets on my nerves, even though he does talk truth stuff. He gets on my fucking nerves. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. But I wanted y'all to see that shit. So we had a good crypto night tonight. That was good. We had a good crypto night. We had good discussions about all the stuff that's going on that our president is doing to protect this country. And I'm glad that we put the right president in place. I think it works out so good, man. I think it's doing good. And people are sitting there being, negative about it, but I think this country is headed in the right direction. I believe it's headed in the right direction, man.
And then things have been good for us at the very beginning of the year, so the rest of the year is going to be good for us as well, too, especially in the financial sector, because of where we decided to make sure that we hopped up on and didn't get distracted or fell back behind the other stuff, which is purposely set to set people back that's supposed to be set back. But
yeah,
I say this, people are where they are in life based off of their choices and decisions. So if you're sitting around and you're not happy where you are in life, what choices and decisions are you making to make yourself better? That's all I got to ask.
Yeah, man. But yeah, folks, appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. That is the 3-Man Podcast, and we are out of this thing, baby.
Much love, and we will catch y'all again.
Peace.